The Community College Thunderbirds are here playing the Snow College Badgers as Mesa just kicks off to the Badgers as we get a first look at the Badger offense this afternoon.
Returns it for the Badgers. Brought down by number 83, McKay Slade.
I'd like to welcome all you folks around the country right now watching today's broadcast via YouTube. If you're here at the game today, it's going to be a wonderful afternoon of some college football right here. Justin Miller and this Badger offense has been high-powered offense for 3 games of this season. Goes back, lets it go, left side.
Justin Miller.
And we're going to get a pass interference on this play.
That's our first Snow College. It's a Snow College.
Badgers moving the chains on the first play of the game due to a pass interference call. First and 10 for the Badgers on their own 40-yard line. There he goes, past the 20-yard line. Just a simple out-wheel route, and that was number 33, Darren Crosby.
Josh Labrador with the reception, brought down by number 5, Kenneth Steele. It's another Snow College.
Miller in the shotgun now. Badger offense moving quite well on this first drive of the game. Looking to his right, lets it go across field. Incomplete pass. Pass was intended for number 3.
Miller's pass intended for number 3, Alonzo Simpson.
Pass was intended for number 3, Alonzo Simpson.
Coverage by number 6.
Second down and 10 from the Thunderbird 25-yard line. Miller on a center. Hands it off to Josh Labrador, and that's going to be a loss of 3 yards on the play.
Met behind the line of scrimmage by number 11, Jameer Outsey. Brings up 3rd and 13.
Badgers facing their first 3rd down of today's game. 3rd and 13 from the Thunderbird 28-yard line. Just under 14 minutes in the first quarter. Miller in the shotgun with a single back next to his left, two right, one left, looking to his right, lets it go. Finds his guy across the middle, and that is a gain for 4th down.
Justin Miller's pass complete to number 86, Chandler Fishnet.
Justin Miller completes the pass to number 86, Chandler Frischnet. Badgers on a 4th down and 4. Offense still on the field. Miller and the Badger offense are going for it on 4th down inside the Thunderbird red zone. Miller in the shotgun, single back to his right. Looking to his right. And it's complete. Let's see where they mark the ball.
Miller's pass complete to number 3, Alonzo Simpson. Brought down by number 6, Shaq Taylor. That's another Snow College.
And that is a Badger first down. Miller's pass complete to number 3, Alonzo Simpson.
He shakes the camera, don't stop. This is the only one that's there. I checked every so I just grabbed that one because it was on the
Miller on the center. 2 back set, running to the left, handoff to number 84, and he is dropped in the backfield for a loss.
Handoff to number 24, Josh Labrador.
Josh Labrador, number
Brought down
24
by
on the
number
carry.
1, Marcus Brandt.
Nowhere going on that play. Loss of 6, setting up this Badger offense with 2nd and 16 on the Thunderbird 20-yard line.
How are we getting your camera if that's not working? It's working.
Miller looking to his left, lets it go. And a big hit by number,
Pass complete to number 89, Brandon Jones.
big hit by number 1, Sonny Richardson on the tackle. And he's a little shaken up on that hit, but it was a big hit, saving the touchdown for the Badger offense. Now the Badger offense setting up work, 3rd down and 9 on the 13-yard line.
I'll start in the next possession. You can bring me in so it's less awkward.
Miller looking to his left, lets it go. Incomplete pass. Pass intended for number 81, Ruben St. Jean. Setting up 4th down and 9, and here comes the special teams unit for the Badgers. First time we've seen the special teams this afternoon. Let's see if they can kick it in for 3 points. Credit to the Thunderbirds defense right here, that they stood their ground here in the red zone after giving up a couple big plays. They stood their ground, forcing this Badger team to kick for 3 right here. Kick is up, and it is no good. The Thunderbirds stand their ground, and we are still tied 0-0 with 11:15 remaining in the first quarter. So that is a victory for this Thunderbirds defense right here. Now let's see what this Thunderbirds offense can do coming out on the field for the first time today. I'd like to bring in my colleague, Matt. So Matt Harris is calling with me today. I'm Ben Bullitt. Matt Harris with me today this afternoon, folks. And so we just saw the Badger offense for the first time, Matt. Now we're going to see the Thunderbird offense for the first time today.
Good to be with you, football fans. It's looking like a great game, and this is the first time that Snow College is actually facing a real tough opponent. The conference play in the WSFL this year is due to be really, really tough. We've got several ranked opponents, and this is just a first taste of what we're going to see.
Pass incomplete. Starting quarterback for the Thunderbirds is number 10, Rathan Reisdorf.
He's got to keep his nerves down. He'll be able to make catches like that in the future, but the Snow College defense got off with a break there.
Reisdorf setting up shot and shotgun with a single back, run back to his right, hands it off to number 7, CJ Legit. And that is going nowhere right there as he is tackled in the backfield for a loss.
Yeah, you can always trust the Snow College defense to make a play on the run.
How are the shots?
Speaking of this defense, man, this Snow College defense is really good. Only allowing 157 yards per game for their opponent and allowing 9.7 points for their opponent. Let's see how this Mesa offense handles this Badger defense this afternoon, Matt.
Well, it depends on how this
looking
goes.
Deep, and it's overthrown.
Good characteristic of all junior college defenses. They play receivers close because all of these young men are trying to get to the next level.
Yes, indeed, Matt. All these players are looking to go Division I at least, and so they're putting all on the line right here to play well for those college scouts. And after that incomplete pass down the middle, sets up 4th down and 14, and the Thunderbirds are punting for the first time today.
With the trustability of the Snow College defense, you could almost predict that this will be a low-scoring matchup. Don't be surprised if this comes down to field goals and the lone touchdown.
And that ball will bounce out of bounds just across the 40 in Badger territory. So setting up shop again for this Badger offense. Justin Miller coming out for the second time this afternoon with his offense. They drove the ball well last possession, but they had to settle for a field goal, but they missed the field goal. Let's see how this Badger offense handles the second time on the field this afternoon, Matt.
Miller has showed great leadership in this season alone, and just one failed drive is not going to get him down. But you can trust the Snow College quarterbacks, Miller, and in desperate cases, even Jake Lloyd would be willing to lead this team to victory.
Miller in the shotgun, single back to his left. Looking to his left, lets it go far left. Pass is completed to number 96. Chandler Frischnick on the completion. 5-yard reception, setting up 2nd and 5 from the 44-yard line.
That's not a target you often see on the Snow College offense, but Frischnick, along with many other receivers, are always available to pick up the slack when the primary receivers are locked down.
Miller looking to his left, lets it go. Pass completed to number 14, Alex Kroll.
Kroll had a great reach there. That's what you have to do for a first down in many situations. And it's a good thing he's so tall, because otherwise that would not have been a first.
And that pass right there, Matt, is enough for another Badger first down as they're at midfield on the 50-yard line. Miller on the center. Play action pass, looking to his left, takes a shot downfield. He's got a man open. Pass completed to number 14, Alex Kroll.
Great pass. Big shame to see him go out of bounds so early. That was a great play. Crowd is absolutely loving it here. This is the largest crowd we've seen at Snow College in a while. And you can definitely attribute it to the #1 ranking that crowds are willing to come out in droves to see this team play.
You just feel the momentum carrying this Badger offense right now as the cornerback for the Thunderbirds just got turned around and got a little sidetracked on that play action play right there, enabling Miller to complete that pass to Kroll. As Miller lets it go and almost picked off by the Thunderbirds.
Say it once, say it again. The Badgers are going to catch breaks here. Luck is on their side in many of the games that they play, and you can see it registering right there.
Sean Aramia on the deflection right there, almost coming up with the interception right there. That would have been big for this defense, but setting up shop is the Badger offense, 2nd and 10 on the Thunderbird 21-yard line.
I'd trust the Badger offense to get something done here, and having been given an opportunity to keep this drive going.
Pitch out to the left. And a big run by number 9, Brian Waiters. And that's a gain of 8 yards on the play, setting up a very, very manageable 3rd and 2, Matt.
Like I told you, they're going to make the most of this opportunity. With 3rd and 2, they have the running back power to make this a first down. I would expect to see a 1st and goal here.
Miller on the center, Badgers in an I formation. Just under 9 minutes to play in the first quarter, and that's exactly what they do. Play action. Miller rolling to his right. Has the guy. Incomplete.
Risky play call by Coach Mon on that. However, it could have paid off great dividend because you know that the Mesa defense was expecting to have to cover simply getting the 3rd down stop. But sometimes you have to take advantage of those expectations and try and make a big play. That just didn't go well that time for the Badger offense. It was a little bit overthrown. But those are the types of plays you have to make in a junior college to really succeed.
Badger offense still on the field. Remember last time, Matt, they went for the field goal and they missed it. This time they're going 4th and 2 and they hand it off. And he fumbles the football. Who's come up with it?
Not sure who has it. This is a touchdown if Snow has it and a touchback if Mesa does.
There's a pile up. What's the officials going to call? We're still waiting the call.
Number 28. Shot Kelly with the ball carrier.
What's the call on the play? We're still waiting for the officials to make a signal.
Mesa's pretty confident. They've already brought their defense off the field, getting ready to start making plays.
Now this is when you wish you had instant replay, Matt. That'd be pretty nice.
One day. One day. The officials will be taking a timeout to review this fumble.
They're still discussing it over on the field.
From my view, I think this is snow.
This is a very big call, Matt, because if it's Badger football, they'll be first and goal inside the 5-yard line. If it's Mesa football, they'll have the ball. And it appears that it is. It appears that it is Mesa football. So a fumble on the play by the Badger offense, coughing it up inside the goal line, giving the Thunderbirds an opportunity to get some points in this drive, but they're deep in their territory.
Wow, did not see that coming.
Tyreek Cross on the handoff right there, gaining 4 yards on the play, setting up shop. 2nd and 9. My bad, correction, 1 yard on the play. 2nd and 9 for this Thunderbirds offense.
The Badger defense is going to make them wish they had not picked up that fumble.
Now this Badger defense is very tough playing in their first 3 games so far this season, only allowing 9.7 points for their opponents. So if the Thunderbirds want to win today's game, they're going to have to do on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, because this Badger offense is high scoring and averages 44.7 points a game. So it'll be interesting to see how well this Thunderbirds, both sides of the ball, react to this Badger defense.
Well, those are great stats. It would surprise me to see the Badger offense score that many points this game, coming up against a really good defense, unlike the games that they've played so far. But the Badger offense does have those weapons.
Rostov flush out of the pocket, rolling right, incomplete pass over the 30, setting up 4th down and 6, and we'll get to see the Thunderbird special teams come out to the field and punt for the 2nd time this afternoon. So what was it scare for this Badger offense coughing up the football? They'll begin it right back. Just under 7 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Thunderbirds kicking it off. He'll let that one go as that takes a nice friendly bounce for the Thunderbirds, crossing the 25-yard line, and this Badger offense will be setting up shop around the 22-yard line.
Ryan Grimm with a nice punt. Rolls down to the Badger 22-yard line over.
And like I said earlier, it's going to take great play calling from the Mesa offense to be able to get past the Badger defense that's trained to handle just about anything at this point. They're not number 1 in the nation for nothing. The nation sees it, the NCAA sees it, other opponents see it. They may have been handed lower competition over the last few weeks, but they are worthy of this ranking, and it's showing against the Mesa offense today.
When you're number 1, Matt, all the teams come after you, so you have to earn that spot week by week. Miller pitches it off to Brian Waiters as he goes across to the left. And he is tackled after a gain of 2 or 3 yards on the play.
Waiters has good speed, but he has to be able to run downfield to actually get those yards. Speed is always great, but until you actually turn that corner and start heading upfield, it's not going to matter much. A lot of running backs will make that mistake of darting around too much in the backfield and letting the defense get to them before they choose to really just take the risk and start running through some guys.
You bring out a good point, Matt. As a running back, you got to learn how to get from north to south. A wobbly pass in the backfield by Miller. But number 24, Josh Labrador, picks that up and takes her for a gain of a couple yards.
Labrador's good at taking hits. That's not the first time that you've seen him get a little ragdoll on a tackle.
So this will be 3rd and 6 for the Badger offense. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Miller lining up in the shotgun. Single set back, 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Looking to his left, throws it to an open Shaquille Deli, but it's just dropped. And that'll set up a 4th down and 6. And out comes the special teams unit for this Badger team, punting it off to the Thunderbirds.
Ill-timed mistakes are a killer for any offense, and it's been a killer for this offense over the last 2 weeks. You talk to players about that Glendale game last week, and they will tell you a game that ended in 14-10, although a victory for the Badgers, they were expecting a lot more. They should be willing to compensate for that today.
Number 5, Jokoe Elson for the Thunderbirds returning that. And a good return on the play, and about 15 yards on the return, setting up good field position for the Thunderbirds offense around their 41-yard line. Now let's see what they can do on the offensive side of the ball.
Like I said before, when you're a running back, you want to avoid being able to dart around so much in the wrong direction. But that is a good example of when it really helps you. On punt returns, when you've got people coming straight at you, it is so easy to make them miss. And he did a great job there of getting a lot of yards by doing that.
And you got to really know how to get from north to south. Run vertically, not horizontally. Pass incomplete. Pass intended for number 13, Aaron Molina. Second down and 10 for the Thunderbirds offense. You got to credit this Thunderbirds defense, though, Matt. They're doing a phenomenal job right now holding this Badger offense to 0 points here in the first quarter with 5 minutes left. This Badger offense averages 44 points a game, and to hold them scoreless so far for 10 minutes in this game is kudos to them. With this Badger defense showing what they're made of, as number 8, Tyler Swan takes him down for a loss. 3rd down and 12 as Reisdorf sets up shop on his own 35-yard line.
You want to succeed against the Badger defense, you have to get out of the backfield, and you have to get out of it fast. The front 4 is too strong, and they will make you pay for trying to think about it too much.
Have a flag on the play. False start on the Thunderbirds offensive line. That'll push them back 5 yards. So instead of a 3rd and 12, it'll be a 3rd and 17. Reisdorf shotgun, 2 receivers set to his right and to his left, rolling right to his pocket. And it's thrown out, it's picked off! And number 4, Blake Miller for the Badger defense read the quarterback's eyes, stepped in front of the passing lane, and picks that off and setting up great field position for his Badger offense at the Thunderbird 30-yard line.
Easily it was going to be an incompletion, but Blake Miller stood his ground and did not give up on the play. He saw that he could still keep it in his hands, and he made the best of it. What you like most about that play is that he comes off that field great and proud of himself, and defensive team Taff and Jance Arbin, also our Badger Spotlight of the Week, he goes up and he congratulates him right away. That is a mark of good leadership.
Hand off to number 24, Josh Labrador. Takes it up to the left side past the 20. And that'll be enough for a first down. Badgers setting up first down and 10 from the third Thunderbird 19.
As long as the Thunderbird offense is kept in their own side of the field, and the Badger offense is willing to keep them there, you can expect to see points eventually for the Badger offense, because they will keep pounding until they've got points on the board.
Labrador on the handoff. Gain of 1 on the run. Second down and 9 from the Thunderbird 18-yard line. Approaching 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Miller in the shotgun, Labrador to his right, 3 receivers set to his right, 1 to his left. Hand off to Labrador, and he is stuck at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 2 on the play.
You got a lot of open field there. Labrador is continually being called on to rush straight up the middle, but there's a lot of open field there that can be taken advantage of.
Setting up third down and 9 for this Badger offense. This Badger offense can get into the red zone, but they've had a difficult time converting on their possessions this deep into the Thunderbird territory. So let's see what they can do here. Miller to the outside. And that'll be enough for a first down on that completion to number 14, Alex Crow on the completion.
You're finally going to see the Badger offense starting to convert here. The effort is paying off. But Mesa's continuing to play it close. Every defensive coordinator will tell you the red zone is all about effort, and that is not just about the defense, it's about the offense too. Once you get inside of that 20, you have to double the effort if you want to see production.
Badger showing I formation. Labrador on the handoff. Takes it up the right side and crosses the 5-yard line, setting up second and goal for this Badger offense.
And I don't mean to be a pessimist, but if you want to know why Labrador is the main ball carrier, he's still got the possession of the ball. That is why.
Badger setting up shop from the 5-yard line. Miller on the center showing I formation again. Handoff up the right side, and he is stuck at the 5-yard line. Again, Matt, kudos to this the Thunderbirds defenses. They are not bending backwards for this Badger offense and making them work for these points this afternoon.
Their bread and butter is being able to get those stops in the run defense. They are stuffing the holes, and they're doing a great job. I can't say exactly why they're trusting Waiters to take the ball here when Labrador's clearly shown himself to be able to get through defenses more. But clearly Monsones knows something we don't know.
Now I wouldn't be surprised, Matt, if they roll out right here and take a shot to the end zone. That's exactly what they do, and it is an incomplete pass, setting up 4th down and goal. And let's see what Coach Mon does, and he sends out the field goal unit. And that's another victory for the Thunderbirds defense right there, getting their defense off the field and forcing the Badgers to kick a field goal. And remember, last time they attempted a field goal, they missed it. So let's see how they line up right here.
Field goal is a win-win situation for both teams here. The Thunderbirds can can be proud and confident in the fact that they were able to make yet another stop on the Badger offense, but the Badger offense gets the benefit of actually having points on the board and knowing that their production is going to take them at least somewhere and that they can roll on that and gain momentum on that from this time forward.
And that kick is good by Austin Pulver. And the Badgers jump out to a 3-0 lead over the Mesa Thunderbirds with 20 seconds left in the first quarter.
Fans, Mountain America Credit Union is the proud sponsor of Snow College's Rowdy Crowd. Stop by their Eastern branch to show your school spirit at the Snow College.
Well, the defense for the Thunderbirds did their job, Matt. Now it's time for their offense to show what they're made of and put together a nice little drive here going into the second quarter.
It's going to take the best play calling you can take to actually get through the Badger defense because they know their front four is strong and their secondary is skilled. You have to call the right play almost every time if you want to be able to get through this defense and make something of the Badger offense and get in the end zone.
He'll take it 3 yards deep out of the end zone, and he's tripped up at the 15-yard line. Flag on the field, though. We'll see what the officials call.
Several flags on the field.
Number 29, Colton Benyon with a nice tackle. Multiple flags on the play.
That was Colton Benyon with the tackle. He's done an amazing job with the Snow College football team in his 2 years here. We would expect to see him at the next level.
Colton Benyon won the ping pong tournament.
Well, not only has Colton Benyon done a tremendous job for this Badger team this 2 years, he also won the ping pong tournament at last night at game night here at Snow College.
Man of many talents. You get good at one sport, you kill at all of them. That's a nail in the coffin for the Thunderbirds offense that they did not need.
Reisdorf setting up shop and shotgun on his own 8-yard line. Two backs and hands it off up the middle, and that's a good positive run for this Thunderbirds offense right there. Ball handed off to number 7, CJ Leggett on the play. And that run right there will take us to the end of the first quarter. Badgers 3, Mesa Thunderbirds 0. When we come back in the second quarter, it will be the Thunderbirds 2nd down and 16.
Yeah, but
Athletics.
Welcome back, folks, to E from Utah as the start of the second quarter. As the Thunderbirds are setting up shot for a 2nd down and 16. Radcliffe airs it out far left to his receiver, number 13. On an incomplete pass right there, that was number 13. Aaron Molina on the play. Hard-fought battle this first quarter, Matt, right here, as the Badgers only lead by 3 points, 3-0. And it's been a very hard-fought battle on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. And I would say the highlight of the first quarter so far is the Thunderbirds defense holding this high-powered Badgers offense to only 3 points. Radcliffe sets up in the gun. Rolls to his left. He's in trouble. Flush out of the puck. Rolling to his left. Looks downfield. Lets it go. He's got a man. He's got 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Thunderbirds.
Wow.
What a tremendous scramble play by the Thunderbirds. Reisdorf letting it Aaron out to his receiver, number 13, Aaron Molina, and he takes it to the house for the second play of scrimmage in the second quarter for a touchdown.
Just being able to break away, you knew what was going to happen, but I have never seen a play that could have gone so easily both ways. Quarterback for the Thunderbirds just about got taken down for a safety, and instead we've got almost a 100-yard touchdown.
PAT pending. It's a fake! And it's intercepted by number 6 on the Badger special teams, number 6, Braxton Winterton.
This is the first time
what was a tremendous scramble play by the Thunderbirds offense, which resulted in a touchdown, turned into a PAT fake, which resulted in an interception by the Badger special teams, number 6, Braxton Winterton. And so the Thunderbirds lead the Badgers 6-3. But nonetheless, Matt, that was a tremendous Hail Mary scramble play by the Thunderbirds offense right there. You've always got to be careful on those scramble plays as defensive backs not to get sucked in on the quarterback and let the receiver get out behind you and just go streaking down the sideline right like that.
It's going to be interesting to see how Snow responds to this. In Snow College football season, this is the first time that they've actually been down to another team.
Well, Matt, let's see how the number 1 team in the nation responds to being down by 3 points. Early in the second quarter, 14 minutes and 40 seconds here to play in the first half. Catch it 3 yards deep, taken out across the 10, approaching the 15, across the 15, across the 20. Tackled at the 27-yard line.
He saw a hole, but he just couldn't get his body through it. Gravity pulled him one way, his mind pulled him another. You know he was wanting several more yards there, but sometimes your body doesn't agree with you. He ran into his blocker, and the rest of it is history.
Now we'll get to see the first look of this Badger offense this afternoon in the second quarter. Miller coming back on the field with his high-powered offense right here. Let's see how they respond being down 3 points. Let's see what kind of drive they put together. Now the Thunderbird defense was very prestige last quarter, Matt, holding this Badger offense to 3 points. Let's see if they can keep their heads down, back straight, and see if they can continue to put pressure on Miller in this Badger offense. Handoff to the left side. Going across the 40, approaching it. Tackle down around the 45-yard line. That was number 9 on the run right there. Brian Waiters on the carry.
Well, I was going to say, last quarter could have showed a great storyline for the entire rest of the game. The Mesa Thunderbird defense is going to stick it to the Badger offense as long as they can, but they can only do it for so long, and you're starting to see the wear and tear already as the Badger offense is going to be able to pick up more yards as time goes on.
Hand it off to Labrador up the left side, crosses midfield, tackle just before the 45-yard line, entering Thunderbird territory.
Labrador, the ball carrier.
Now with Labrador and Waiters carrying the ball this afternoon, Matt, that can be a lot of wear and tear on a defense. And as
I
they
totally
continue to
agree.
chip away on the ground game, that'll open up the play-action play right here as Miller takes a look, and he gets sacked behind the 50-yard line, and that is a sack for the big boy, Number 11 for the Thunderbirds. Number 11, Jameer Outsey on the sack.
Miller was looking too hard for his receiver. That should have been easy to get away from. But he really wanted that target so much that he was willing to stand his ground and risk taking the sack if that receiver would just get open, but it didn't work out that time. And now they've got a 3rd and long situation, still manageable, but the Mesa Thunderbirds defense is showing their capability of being locked down at this point.
You know, there's a time clock in a quarterback's head. So long that you hold on to the ball until you have to get rid of him. Right there, Outsey came up big for his defense, coming with the sack, but Miller finds a wide open receiver on the left side of the field. Number 81, Ruben St. Jean on the catch, converting for a 1st down, setting up shop for this Badger offense. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
You gotta love Ruben St. Jean. In his first year, he's been an excellent contributor from the very beginning for the Snow College offense. Been a very reliable target behind Simpson and Croyle.
Miller on the center. 2-back set, puts a man in motion. Refs blow the play dead. And the Badgers will call a timeout, their first timeout of the half. And we'll be right back with you folks here in Ephraim, Utah when we return. And we are back here in Ephraim, Utah as the Badgers set up shop. 1st and 10 from the Thunderbirds 38-yard line. Miller on the center.
Snow's got to get points on this drive, no matter what.
Pitch out to the left. Brian Waiters on the carry. Brought down by Marcus Brentley on the tackle. Setting up 2nd down for this Badger offense on the Thunderbird 35-yard line. 2nd and 7.
Right now, Coach Mon is trusting his running back, to be able to get a job done. And I would not be surprised if they rely on their running backs just enough to let a big play open up for the receivers when the secondary is willing to take a break.
Play action play. Miller rolling to his right. Here that comes the heat. Lets it fly. Incomplete pass. Pass intended for Kiwa Ma'o.
Noble play by Miller on that pass, but you had a very wide open Brandon Jones, number 89 in the middle, the tight end. Take the short pass. Sometimes you take the short pass to the tight end, and the tight end is a big guy. He can gain those yards in chunks. You could have made this a much more manageable 3rd down situation.
Right you are, Matt. 3rd and 7 for Miller and his offense. Miller in shotgun. Looking to his right. Pass deflected. And again, Matt, tip your hats off to this Thunderbirds defense, setting up another 4th down and long for this Badger offense. And here comes the special teams unit trying to pin this Thunderbirds offense deep in their own territory.
Well, credit again, ill-timed mistakes for the Badger offense. They're getting a destroying angel as soon as 3rd down comes around every single time. They've got to keep their composure in the big plays.
And it will not happen as that punt goes into the end zone, and the Thunderbirds offense will set up shop from their own 20-yard line behind Reisdorf.
We may be looking at a lead game for Mesa right now, but I would not expect it to last long, and I would not expect to see those plays happen often. Snow's going to learn quickly to cover receivers as long as they are out there until they see the quarterback go down. Plays like that Hail Mary are 1 in a million, and they can happen at any point in the game.
Reisdorf coming down the field again this afternoon, setting up shop. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Back rolls out. He had a man open. Reisdorf had his man open. Number 21, Sean Richard, was open in the middle. Just a poorly thrown ball between him and the defender.
Number 10's got to get tighter on his throws, or we're going to see a lot more interceptions than what's already happened this game. Snow's playing way too close to those receivers to let mistakes go unanswered.
And the officials stop play, bringing in a new ball. Now, last time the Thunderbirds had the ball, they had a scramble play for a touchdown down the left side. Let's see if they have a little bit more magic on this possession and put together a drive ready. Reisdorf looking to his left. Pass complete to number 3. Darius Acquire for the completion, setting up 3rd down and a more manageable 3rd down conversion opportunity for the Thunderbirds offense. 3rd down and 5.
They're getting good on the short passes, but with the defense being able to lock down, they've got to be able to air it out a little bit more so they can get past the line of scrimmage.
Reisdorf on the handoff. And he will not have enough for the 1st down, which is number 4. Tyreek Cross, number 6 on the carry. And that will bring out yet again the special teams unit for the Thunderbirds, punting it off again this afternoon.
You put this possession on the other side of the field, you'd be going for it on 4th down in this situation, but you don't want to give the Snow College offense yet one more chance. And you know the defense would capitalize on a risk like this. So you take the punt and you call it next time.
Nearly blocked. And there will be a flag on the play.
Wouldn't be surprised if it was running into the kicker.
Let's see what the officials call. Flag was thrown down near the 35-yard line, right where the punt receiving team was for the Badgers.
It was very close. The punt protection was blown open by a host of Badger defenders. That might be where the penalty came from. Somebody could have run into him, but we'll see where it goes from here.
So just on the kicking team right there, Matt, the kicking team ran into the receiving team. So setting up shop is Miller and his offense from their own 41-yard line. 10 minutes remaining in the 2nd quarter. 1st and 10.
Snow College is catching a break there. Now they've got to make the best of this.
Miller in shotgun. Sets a man in motion. Handoff to number 3. Alonzo Simpson on the carry to the far right side, but yet another flag down on the play.
That was a very well executed fake. You had one defender still going for the quarterback after Simpson was already past the line of scrimmage. It's one little unappreciated characteristic of a good football team is great acting skills. As you're able to execute fakes well enough to convince the defenders that it is where it isn't.
So penalty on the play cost the Badgers 10 yards, setting up shop 1st and 20 on their own 31-yard line. Miller with a single back set, 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Miller rolling out of the pocket to his right, lets it go to number 24 Labrador, and he crosses the 40 near the 45-yard line. Great pickup on the play.
There you see Snow's downhill runner of the team. Josh Labrador is able to get yards in chunks and gain and run north to south, just like you were talking about earlier.
So what was a 1st and 20 is now a 2nd and 8. A gain of 12 yards on the play, set up a lot more manageable first down drive on this possession right here. Miller on the center, hands it off to Labrador again, and he is stuck. He is stuck up as soon as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and he was going nowhere on that play. Great job by the Thunderbird defense to sniff out that play and stick him for a 2-yard loss, making this a 3rd down and 10.
The Thunderbird defense is pinning their ears back and playing right up to the line. They're trusting the speed of their secondary and the talent of their secondary to cover what they're able to do up front in outnumbering and therefore outmatching the Snow College offensive line.
The secondary is doing a great job, one-on-one matchups on the receivers, and so if you trust your cornerbacks enough to play one-on-one with the receivers, then that means you can load the box a lot more and have more defensive men in the box stopping those run plays and stopping the A and B gaps in the lines. And so we have a timeout here on the field. 8 minutes left in the 2nd quarter, folks. Thunderbirds 6, Badgers 3. We'll be right back here with you folks in from Utah. And we are back, folks, with 8 minutes remaining in the 2nd quarter. The Badgers facing a 3rd down and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Miller and his offense still on the field. Single setback, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Miller looking back, looking to his right, lets it go. Finds his guy, completion across the 50. Let's see where they spot the ball. Pass completed to number 3, Alonzo Simpson.
Even if this isn't first down, you want to keep the offense on the field here. You don't have much time left.
Just
You've got to
of
get
the first down marker. 4th down and 1. And Coach Mon is sending out his kicking unit. And so yet again, credibility to the Thunderbirds defense of sticking it to this Badger offense and forcing them into another punt.
I'm surprised with their willingness to punt in this situation.
Kick is up. And that will take a lovely Badger bounce as they field it at the 1-yard line.
That was a break that the Snow College Badgers needed to be able to put it in a great situation where the defense can capitalize on their strengths and possibly, maybe, just bring some points on the board the other way.
Fans, Mountain America is proud to support Snow College athletics. Show your school spirit with the Snow College branded debit card from Mountain America. It's a quick and easy way to
Matt, football is a game of field position, Matt. And the way that the Badgers are playing this afternoon, they have definitely won that battle of field position. And so let's see what they do here. Bring the full house blitz right here, maybe get a safety. Let's see how the Thunderbirds offense responds to being pinned back in their own goal line.
Defense is hungry. You can see it in the defensive line.
Quick little out. Oh, incomplete pass. Pass intended for number 5, Joqui Ellison.
What would have been a good deal of breathing room for the Thunderbird offense there is now turning into another repeat of the same stressful situation.
You've always got to watch those scramble plays like we talked about earlier. So easily can a receiver slip out behind the secondary and streak downfield for a long pass, as we've seen the Thunderbirds do already for their touchdown. Reisdorf in shotgun. 3 receivers set to his left, 1 to his right, single back, setback, looking out, finds his guy, 87, incomplete. Incomplete pass. Pass intended for number 87, Connor Anderson. So Badger's showing a little bit of fierceness right here, right now, Matt. Putting this offense of the Thunderbirds into a tough situation right here. 3rd and 10 on their own 1-yard line. Now you just want to gain some yardage right here if you're the offense, to give your punter at least some room to kick out of his own end zone. And that pass is incomplete, and the Thunderbirds will be kicking from their own 1-yard line.
In most situations, you would want to see the quarterback just hand it off to the running back and gain some chunk yardage to get some breathing room, but that is what the Badgers defense is doing already to this team's mindset. They don't trust the running back to even be able to get out of the end zone because the front four and the defensive line are doing so well of controlling the line of scrimmage.
Now this is
They're trying to avoid a safety, and that's exactly what they've just done.
Now this is always dangerous, Matt, when you're kicking from your own end zone and you don't have the full 15 yards to kick it. And so
kicker stepped in the back of the end zone, and it's a Snow College safety.
So the kicker steps out, and that's a safety for the Badgers. And they get 2 points and the ball, Matt. Badgers 5, Thunderbirds 6. This is quite an odd score for a football game today, this afternoon, Matt. Thunderbirds 6, Badgers 5, but the Badgers will be set up with great field position right here, as the Thunderbirds will be punting it off to the Badgers right here.
Football fans, if you are tuning in just now, I promise you by the scoreboard, this is not a hockey game. We have had an interesting game to watch here with Badger football against the Mesa Thunderbirds. It's been a spectacle and a great treat for the fans who have come out to see us today.
You guys gotta love these kind of games, Matt. Those close nail-biter ones so far in this first half.
I thought they were supposed to punt it.
Thunderbirds trying to kick it off, and good kick, fielded at the 22-yard line. Off the right, taken up the middle, tackled at the 40-yard line.
Considering a safety kick, kicker for the Mesa Thunderbirds did a great job of still putting it way back there for Snow College to grab it. And the 40 is not terrible field position for the Thunderbirds to leave him at for a safety kick.
And that was number 84, Tamale Campbell, on the return, taking it for 18 yards on the return, setting up shop for Miller and this Badger offense again this afternoon. 1st down and 10, just under 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Tamale Campbell.
And a reverse on the play. Orlando Simpson on the carry, taking it to the 50-yard line, flag on the play.
It looks like we might have a face mask on the defense, which will give them even more yards to a great play by the Snow College offense.
And you're right, Matt, a face mask on the play. That'll be another 15 yards added to the end of the run. 1st down, Badgers.
Oh my gosh. Game-winning field goal. North Dakota State beats Iowa.
Virginia's winning.
What?
Virginia's winning.
That's another Snow College.
So Badgers looking at really good field position right here, Matt, on the Thunderbird 35-yard line. But as this defense has proven all day that they've been able to stinge up and keep this Badger offense scoreless. High snap. Miller able to handle Labrador on the handoff to the left side, bouncing off tacklers, taking it to the 25-yard line.
Great example of how to stay on your feet. Labrador putting on a clinic here. Badger offense is getting close to being back in the red zone again, but they've got to keep their production up. Labrador is showing his ability to carry the ball and get chunk yardage. I would trust him to get more yardage in this situation.
Pass completed to number 89, Brandon Jones, but as an tackle he coughed it up, but it's recovered by the Badger offense. So setting up shop. So that'll be another first down for this Badger offense, setting up shop from the Thunderbird 24-yard line, approaching the red zone yet again this afternoon. Play action by Miller. Miller takes a shot to the end zone. Incomplete.
Miller's pass intended for number 15, Kiwa Mo'o. Incomplete.
Pass intended for number 15, Kiwa Mo'o for the Badger offense. Setting up second down and 10, just over 5 minutes in the second quarter.
Mo'o has been another great first-year contributor for Snow College, but on that play, you had one other extremely open receiver. Sometimes it's not always the best to take the primary target.
Pass again from Mo'o to the left side, low pass, unable to catch that near the ground, so setting up third down and 10 for the Badger offense that trail by 1.
You have to be careful to not let that mess with your head. 2 straight opportunities that have been missed, and the second one could not have been more of his fault. You've got to pick those up, but you cannot let that get to you. There will be other opportunities. You keep your head in the game.
Miller on the shotgun, Labrador to his left, 2 receivers set to his left, 2 to his right. Looking on the special comes, and Miller throws an interception. He's going across the field, the 40. He's from the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Pick 6 for the Thunderbirds.
Wow.
And that is Jokiz Khalili for the pick 6 right there. The pressure came from the defensive line for the Thunderbirds. Miller got frightened, looked for the easy bubble screen to his running back, threw it straight to the defender, and he takes it to the house for 6 points.
Snow is not responding well to pressure here. Whatever just happened to that offensive line, we'll never know, but the defensive line completely controlled the line of scrimmage on that and made it hard for the quarterback to see anything, forcing a terrible decision.
Kick is up and good. The Thunderbirds jump up to a 13-5 lead. Now, Matt, this is a very uncommon sight for fans of Snow College and fans that come to the game to see. The Badgers haven't trailed all season, so this is different territory for the Badgers as there's only 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in this first half. So now it's very important that the Badgers compose themselves, put together a good drive right here, and score some points heading into the halftime because they will be getting the ball back to start the second half. So it's very important that they stay composed, don't let this game get out of control, and make very smart choices with the offensive side of the ball.
Well, Mesa's getting into their heads more than any other team has so far. Snow's never had this hard of a time being able to move the ball, but they have to come back with a vengeance at this point if they want to get themselves back into this game and back into the momentum of football.
Catches it yard deep in the end zone, taking up the middle, far right side. And he'll be tackled just past the 30-yard line, setting up shop for Miller and his offense again. Last time we just saw Matt, this Badger offense was on the field. Miller threw a pick six, and the Thunderbirds defense took it to the house for a touchdown. So let's see how they compose themselves coming back on the field after that silly mistake.
It's a story, once again, of ill-timed mistakes killing the Badger offense. You've got to play cleaner football and just move it.
Thunderbirds loading the box. Play action pass. Miller taking a shot downfield. He's got a man. And they're going to call pass interference on the play as number 24, Marquand Claiborne, was draped all over the receiver.
That's free yardage right there because that was an uncatchable ball way underthrown by Miller. Croyle knew it was underthrown, slowed up his speed, and allowed the defender to run right into him to draw a penalty. That is smart play by a Snow College receiver.
So the Badgers get a new set of downs due to the pass interference call. Miller and his offense setting up shop at their own 45-yard line. 4 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So this call will be played dead as there is a flag on the play. False start on the Badger offense, pushing them back 5 yards. So this will be first down and 15.
It's a mistake they did not need at this time. The Badger offense has got very little time to get downfield, and they have got to get points on the board to control the momentum of this game.
Miller in the shotgun. Labrador to his left. Two receivers set to his left. Looking left. Dropping back. Lets it go over the middle, and it's deflected at the line of scrimmage. This Thunderbirds defensive line is doing a great job and getting pressure to Miller, making him force some passes and doing a really good job of getting their hands up and deflecting the ball at the line of scrimmage.
Miller's got to increase his attentiveness to keep himself in this game.
Badgers setting up shop, second down and 15. Miller in the shotgun, Labrador to his right. Two receivers set to his right and to his left. Miller looking back, looking to his right, lets it go, and that pass is incomplete towards the right sideline. There's a flag on the play, but like we've been talking about, Matt, if you're the Badger offense right here, you've really got to stay composed right here. This is the first time you've been down all season in a game, so you can't force anything. You just got to let the game come to you, and you just got to play Badger football.
Well, I was talking with Coach Mon a couple of weeks ago, and like we know, last year was a great and special year for the Snow College Badgers, number 2 in the nation. They could have been number 1, but one game kept them from that, where they completely fell on themselves against Eastern Arizona. And I talked to Brimon about that game, and he said it was about not being able to respond to adversity that they had not previously encountered. And they're running into that now. They're facing adversity, but they've got to learn to control it.
And so on that last scrimmage play back there, it was third down and 10, but a penalty flag was thrown on the Thunderbird defense, enabling the Badger offense to keep possession of the ball and moving the chains to a first down. Handoff right there, setting up shop, second down and 11 for the Badger offense on the Thunderbird 46-yard line. Just under 4 minutes in the second quarter.
Well, it almost seems like if the Badger offense isn't going to move, then the Thunderbirds will move it for them.
Miller in the shotgun, looking to his right, takes a shot down right side. Well overthrown, not even a receiver in the area. A little miscommunication on the route right there between his quarterback and the receiver right there. Setting up third down and 11 for this offense. Now this is a big play right here, Matt. If they don't get it, it'll be 4th down and long, depending on how much yardage they pick up. And it'll be an interesting call for Coach Mon if they don't get this 1st down right here to go for it or to kick it off to the Thunderbirds. So Miller in the gun. 1 step back, 1 to his right, 3 to his left. Miller looking for it over the middle, and he finds his guy. Across the 20, tackled, crisscross the 20-yard line. Miller with the completion across the middle.
That was the big play you needed to breathe life back into this offense.
Pass completed from Miller to his wide receiver, number 82, Malik Overstreet. But yet again, Matt, there is another flag on the play, and it's an illegal formation against the offense, and so we will be bringing that play back.
That is a killer. You finally had a great play, something to put life back into you, and the ref is going to take it away from you.
So what was a 1st down on 3rd and 11 has now turned into a 3rd and 16 for Miller and his Badger offense.
It was a great philosophy using that play, taking advantage of the expectations of the cornerbacks in a long pass and just gaining it on the ground. Let's see if they do it again.
Badger in the gun. Miller looking over the middle. Finds his guy, come on! And lays a big hit. Number 1, Sonny Marcus Brantley lays a big hit on Kauai Mo'o. Wow, that was a big hit, Matt.
That was huge.
The pass was complete to Mo'o, but Brantley stuck his shoulder pads into his gut and breaking up the ball, forcing the Badgers to punt. That's just a lovely hit right now. That you love to see that from your defensive players. And the ball is kicked into the end zone. So Rathan Rice-Dorf and his Thunderbirds offense will be setting up shop from their own 20-yard line with 3 minutes and 3 seconds left in the 2nd quarter.
Badger offense is going to be going to the locker room at halftime, and it's going to have a lot to talk about keeping composure and maintaining their confidence. They can win this game, and they should know that.
Now, if you're the Thunderbirds, you want to put together a long drive right here and put some points on the board going into halftime and maintain this momentum. You don't want to make a silly mistake and turn the ball over, enabling the Badgers to go up at halftime and take the momentum. Just play smart football right here, control the time, kill some clock, and be able to keep this momentum going into the 2nd quarter. As Rice-Dorf hands that ball off to number 7, C.J. Leggett for the run. That's a gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5 on their own 25-yard line. Clock approaching 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game.
If the Badgers defense can get a quality stop here, the Badger offense may have another chance.
Rice-Dorf looking over the middle. Doesn't see it, so he steps up and he's taking off. He's got wheels. Lunging for the 1st down, and he will have enough. Moving the chains for the Thunderbirds offense. 1st down and 10 on their 31-yard line. Now this offense for the Thunderbirds showing a little bit of life right here as we approach 2 minutes in the 2nd quarter. Rice-Dorf in the gun, slings it out to his back, puts the jukes on, makes the man miss, and gets out for a 3 to 4 yard gain right there. That pass is complete to number 21, Sean Richards on the play.
Mesa's doing a great job of being able to move the ball in simple ways. Nothing big is happening right now. And at this point, you've still got enough time to just play manageable football and not try anything crazy.
If the run play is not working, or if the deep bomb's not working, just use those 5-yard slants across the middle. Reisdorf flushed out of the pocket, makes a completing pass to number 1, Sonny Richardson for the first down. Like I said, Matt, this Thunderbirds offense showing a little bit of life. Approaching a minute and 17 seconds left in the second quarter. Looking to put some points on the board going into halftime.
With the defense showing the swagger and the gumption that they've got, they're starting to give confidence to the offense. The offense feels that they can win this game because of the defensive strength that they have on the other side of the football.
Just a minute under the play now. Reisdorf in the gun, 3 receivers set to his left. Reisdorf, it's a quarterback draw, and he gets sacked back at the 44-yard line.
Number 11 on the sack.
Sacked by number 11, Rashawn Dean.
And so there will be a timeout on the play. So both teams going to talk it over. Second down and 15 for the Thunderbirds offense. 42 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And folks, we'll be right back with you here in Ephraim, Utah after this timeout.
Right here on Stoddard Field in a non-WSFL league.
Welcome back, folks, to Ephraim, Utah, as the Thunderbirds have possession of the ball, facing a second down and 15 from their own 46-yard line. 42 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Thunderbirds 13, Badgers 5.
The Thunderbirds are going for gold here. That's why they took the timeout.
Reisdorf in the back, looking to his left, lets it go. An amazing catch between Reisdorf and his receiver. That is number
Reisdorf's pass complete to number 29.
Number 29. Pass. Reisdorf in the gun, looking to his left, and he will be sacked at the 15-yard line.
That's the reboost of confidence the defense have needed after giving up a big play.
Timeout on the play, 21 seconds left in the second quarter. Now, Matt, do you think this Badger defense is playing a little too conservative right now?
In some aspects, yes, but in other aspects, no. The secondary is trusting the defensive line to be able to make plays, but with these big plays that are happening, it's because the secondary is willing to take a break and thinking that the middle linebackers and the defensive line are going to be able to take care of business. But everyone has to give 110% right now to keep Snow in this game, especially while the offense is still struggling to get their own points on the board.
Yes, indeed, Matt. Yes, indeed. So Reisdorf and his offense setting up shop at the Badger 16-yard line, facing a second down and 15 following that sack with 21 seconds left in the game. Thunderbirds 13, Badgers 5. Let's see what the Thunderbirds can do going into halftime right here with 21 seconds left.
Getting another sack here would be critical for the Snow defense.
Looking over the top, throwing it out there, incomplete pass.
It's good that they were able to force an incomplete pass, but getting something where you can actually manage a sack or put someone on the ground would be critical for the Snow defense here to be able to run the clock out and eliminate the chance of a score here for the Thunderbirds offense.
And that incomplete pass right there, Matt, will stop the clock. Reisdorf and his offense setting up shop, 3rd and 15. 17 seconds left in this game. Reisdorf looking to his left. Incomplete pass out of bounds.
Great pressure on the quarterback in that situation. He barely had time to throw.
Pass intended for number 21, Sean Richards. And now comes the field goal unit for the Thunderbirds.
Manageable field goal situation here for the Thunderbirds, but if Snow can get the block on this, it's a great momentum shift to go into the locker room.
This is a critical field goal. That kick is good. That kick is good. Thunderbirds jump out to a 16, and the Badgers are 5. That kick right there, Matt, makes that a 2-possession game heading into halftime. 9 seconds left on the clock in the second quarter, and the Thunderbirds will be kicking it off to the Badgers. That was a very excellent drive right there, Matt, by the Thunderbirds right there. Being able to drive the ball the length of the field and being able to put some points up on the board before going into halftime and maintaining this momentum heading into the half with their score 16 and the Badgers 5.
It's an extremely long shot, but Snow could still do something to get the momentum back in this game if they were able to create something of a miracle on this offensive drive. The offense really needs to know that they can control this game, and they need to have the proof in their play to show it.
So Thunderbirds lining up to kick it off to the Badgers. 9 seconds remaining in the first half. And they squib it. Ball recovered on the kickoff by number 21, Damon Murray.
Covered by number 21, Damon Murray.
And out comes Justin Miller and this Badger offense. Let's see what they can do with 9 seconds left in this first half.
A Hail Mary may not be very doable in this situation. The cornerbacks and safeties are trusted on the Mesa Thunderbirds offense.
They'll take a knee, Matt. They'll take a knee.
That's a good idea.
You don't want to force anything over the field and have a messed up play, having them take it back for another score. Well, folks, it's been a very interesting first half. Thunderbirds 16, Badgers 5. Thunderbirds heading into halftime with an 11-point lead over the number 1 team in the nation. Folks, we'll be right back with you after the half for the start of the second half.
Welcome back to Snow TV. I'm Matt Harris here with defensive football team captain Jance Arbin. How you doing, Jance?
I'm doing awesome.
Doing awesome. Snow is in the middle of a really special year. How honored are you to be a part of the team this year?
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. The team's awesome. Got a great coaching staff. I just feel grateful for the opportunity to be on the team. It's great. It's awesome.
So where do you come from before you came to Snow?
From Pleasant View, Utah. It's just north of Ogden. So I'm about 2.5 hours north of here.
Where did you play high school ball?
Weber High School.
Weber High School.
Weber High School.
Nice. Home of the Warriors, right?
Home of the Warriors, yeah.
Nice. Mm-hmm. I think you might have played my alma mater, Clearfield.
Oh yeah, they were our region back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they gave us some good games. It was fun.
Awesome. So players come to Snow for a variety of different reasons. What was your reason behind coming to Snow?
Definitely football. Definitely football. I was invited by a coach to come down to the walk-on tryouts, made the team, and came down and came here to play football and go to school, but fell in love with the town and fell in love with playing football. But first and foremost, it was football.
Are you in your first or second year playing football?
Second. This is my second year at Snow.
Describe the experience of your first year.
My first year was way back when it was back in 2011 when I graduated high school, came down here, and it was a little challenging. The game was completely different. It was a lot faster than high school. It was like a completely different game. So it was a little difficult to get adjusted to, but I really enjoyed it. And ever since then, loved it. Went on a 2-year mission, came back, and started playing again, and loved every step of the way. No complaints.
Awesome. How is that different from your experiences as a team captain in your second year?
I really enjoy it. It almost puts like more responsibility on me to be a better example. So it's almost like a motivation factor to keep me going. Just if I'm tired, to keep pushing through it, because I got to be an example to everyone and help me to keep motivated when the times are tough, when we're down by points or practice is getting rough, to help motivate people. So it's been a really great blessing for me to be a team captain. I love it.
Well, down by points doesn't happen too often.
We hope not.
Last week at Glendale, you really lit up stat sheets. 6 tackles, 2 for loss, a fumble recovery, if I'm right. And things seem to be just piling on. You seem to get better every week. Those who would remember, last season, a particular highlight you had was a very impressive, had to be about a 25, 20-yard fumble return for a touchdown. How has this improvement happened, and what's helped you progress over that time?
I'd say first and foremost, it'd have to be the coaches with the coaching. They've been awesome, helping me with my improvements here, what I need to work on, but it's also been my teammates. I've got great teammates, all the DBs, Braxton Winterton, Blake Miller, you've got JoJo, you've got Ben. We've all worked together to help improve each other, and when they do well, it helps the other one do well. So I've got great teammates, great coaches that have helped me become better each and every week. So I got paid all of them. I can't take a lot of the credit. I just get the stat sheet and the glory, but they helped me out so much. So I have to give a lot of credit to them.
Well, Jance, everyone really loves sports for a different reason, and particularly everyone loves playing sports for a completely different reason. What puts your heart into football?
Ever since I was a little kid, I can always remember my dad out there throwing me the ball, and I'd be running passing patterns. And that's where I first started to love it, but ever since then, just the competition, getting on the field, competing, winning, trying to be better than the guy across from me. That's always been my drive. So just competition and being the best that I can be.
Do your opponents drive you to work hard?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, when they're working hard, it's always a motivation to work harder than them and be better than them. So, yeah, that's a great motivation right there, too.
Big game coming up. According to national NJCAA rankings, Snow College now #1.
About time.
Although, in a couple of weeks, you're facing Arizona Western #4. So how are you guys preparing?
Right now, coaches haven't talked about it. The players haven't talked about it. We're just trying to focus in on the moment, focus on each and every day, because we're focusing on Saturday, this coming Saturday, because if we don't win this Saturday, it may not be 1 versus 4. It may be them 4 and us at 25. So we're just doing our best to focus on this week and prepare and beat Mesa, and then we'll worry about the next team next week. But best thing we're doing is just focusing this Saturday and get better each and every Saturday from here on out.
Well, this is Jan Sarbin, defensive team captain, starting strong safety, free safety?
Strong safety.
Strong safety, and our Badger Spotlight of the Week.
Welcome back to Snow TV. My name is Caleb Bailey, and here with me today I have Riley Kate, our Player Spotlight of the Week. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're super excited to have her this week. So you guys have had lots of games recently, right?
Yeah.
Let's hear a little bit about that.
We've played 9 games so far. We're 6-3 in our preseason, and this last weekend we played at Slick, and we played 2 of the top teams in the nations for JUCOs, and we stacked up pretty well against them. Those are 2 of our losses where they came from, but the scores are really close, and we're excited about how we're competing so far.
Good to hear. So what do you guys have coming up this week?
This weekend we're going to CSI to play in Idaho, and we have 4 matches, 2 on Friday and 2 on Saturday.
And how do you feel like you guys are kind of sizing up right now?
So far, I think we're doing well. We're really excited about, we have a new coaching staff this year, and we're really excited about that and what they're bringing to the table. And then we have a lot of returning sophomores. And so a lot of us have already worked together, and the new girls are gelling in great, and we're having a great time. A lot of talent we feel this year.
It's good to hear. It's probably a little bit hard with the new coaching staff, but how many, like you said you have some returning, how many returning players do you have from last year?
I think we have like 7 returners, 7 or 8 returners.
Helps a lot.
Yeah,
Helps a lot.
it does.
So next year you guys are going to be a little bit dry, right?
I think they'll do great. He brought, our coaches did a really good job recruiting, and they brought in a lot of good talent And so a lot of the girls we're seeing on the court this year too, and it's really awesome.
Good to hear. Well, of course, it's our player spotlight, so we want to know more about Riley. So I'm just going to go for it. What kind of things are you like really interested in doing with your life besides volleyball?
I love to write and I love to draw, and I'm into news reporting, things like that. So
Good
maybe
place
for
to
the
be.
paper or for here.
So what high school and like where are you from?
I
Start with that.
am from Layton, and I went to Layton High School.
Okay.
So.
So how long have you been like in the volleyball scene, really?
So my dad actually grew up playing, and so he introduced my sisters to it, and I have 2 older sisters that played, and so I've been around it for a long time, but I started playing myself in the 5th grade.
Fun, fun. So what's kind of the life of a volleyball player? Let's hear a little bit about like your just daily schedule.
Eat a lot, sleep a lot, and play a whole lot of volleyball, and make sure you squeeze academics in there, because academics, you don't get to play without that.
How long is like a typical like practice for you guys run?
So our practices are about 2 hours. During the summer, though, we were here a month early, and we had 3 days. So we would have sometimes 3 practices, and we'd squeeze in a weight session or a conditioning session, or we work out in the pool for some of our conditioning.
Fun.
So we would do that, and then, so it was 2 or 3 a day. And now that school's in, we just have 1 a day for about 2 hours, and then we'll have conditioning or weights after that for an hour.
Sounds good to me. Not really. So what's your favorite thing to eat like during the season?
During the season, meal-wise, snack-wise?
Both. Let's hear them both.
For snacks, I always keep my Cliff Bars on hand. During games or during practices, I'm always hungry, so I'm just eating Cliff Bars all the time. And then meals, I love pizza.
Pizza? Yeah.
I shouldn't eat that during season as much as I do, but I love pizza.
I'm sure you burn off the calories at practice or during games anyways.
Yeah, it all evens out.
So you're one of the starting 6 here at Snow, right?
So far.
So what position are you playing?
I play outside.
Okay. You got some good backup behind you? You fighting for that spot every week, or is it
Absolutely.
just guaranteed yours?
No, we are fighting for our spots every week. We have a lot of depth this year, which is great. If someone's having an off day, we have someone right behind us. A lot of talent this year.
Good
So
to
it's
hear.
really exciting.
So do we have a lot to look forward this season?
Absolutely.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
So for you guys out there, Riley's definitely making a good scene in the volleyball world right now, especially with junior college. Do you plan on going on anywhere after this, or is this kind of it for you?
I'm not sure what my plans are yet. Still figuring
Yeah.
it out. Yeah.
Well, you keep us in touch, so
Will do.
we want to know about that. We want to be able to follow you after this. So we do have some games coming up. Do you want to tell us about those a little bit and what we can expect and
Yeah.
maybe come support you guys?
Absolutely. So aside from our preseason stuff that's happening this week and we're away, our first home conference game is on September 22nd. That's a Thursday. And we're playing Slick, and they've been awesome competition in the past, so definitely come out and support. It'll be a great game.
Definitely some in-state rivals there, right?
Yeah.
I know we don't get to play them really in any other sport. So definitely come back out September 22nd and support our home team, the Snow Badgers.
And we are back, folks, here in E from Utah to start the kickoff for the second half. If you were just joining us this afternoon, we are on for a good football game this second half, Matt, as the Thunderbirds of Mesa Community College lead the Badgers of Snow College by 11 points. Thunderbirds 16, Badgers 5, as the Thunderbirds get set to receive the ball this second half. Now, I was watching this game in this first half, Matt. What are some things that both sides of the ball for both teams really need to do to shake up the second half, and for what the Badgers need to do to get back in this ball game?
Well, it's been an entertaining matchup dominated by big plays that happened out of nowhere. And all it really is going to take to change the outlook of this football game for Snow is consistency.
And the Thunderbirds take it clear up to the 50-yard line on the return. What a great way to start off the second half for the Thunderbirds, as Rathan Rice-Dorf, quarterback for the Thunderbirds, comes out and sets up shop at midfield for their first possession of the second half. What a great return on that play, Matt.
Everything the defense needs to do involves remaining consistent, and everyone has to give their all. Nobody can take breaks on any play. With the Snow College offense, it's a whole different story. They've got to step it up and play great, clean football and eliminate the mistakes that they're making in the smallest of plays.
And a simple run play to start off the second half, and the Badger defense all over that.
This is the spot in the game where the Badgers defense is doing everything right so far. They are stuffing the run, and the running backs for Mesa have gotten nowhere all game. Now with Mesa, if they want to continue keeping this game in control, they've got to keep Snow College off balance. From play to play to play, Snow College is playing the better game so far, but Mesa is getting those big plays completely unexpected that are changing the course of the momentum and the game.
Bubble screen to number 21 for the Thunderbirds, and that is Sean Richards, and he takes that upfield for a nice gain of chunk of yardage right there, setting up a first down for his offense right here. And the Thunderbirds moving the ball really well so far right here, Matt, to begin this second half, but there is a flag down on the play.
Well, this is an offense that is capable of moving the ball. They've shown it before. Last week they beat Glendale by a score of 43-42 on their home turf, and it was an offense-dominated game where they were able to move the ball at will. They're meeting up against a tougher defense, but you can still see the talent that they have and the skill that they have for being able to move the ball. It's finally showing here. The Snow College defense has to respond to that.
And that flag on that last play was an offsides call against the defense, and that penalty was declined as Rice-Dorf hands the ball up the middle, and for a gain of just a couple of yards, setting up a shot for a second down, maybe 9, maybe 10. Second down and 10 for the Thunderbirds offense. They're moving the ball really well on their first drive of the second half, as Rice-Dorf sets on the gun, three receivers set to his right, one to his left, a single set back in the backfield with him. Getting the play in from the coach, Rice-Dorf in the gun. Rice-Dorf looking to his right, now looks to his left, takes a shot downfield, and it's caught near the 15-yard line, pushed out of bounds. Nice completion for Rice-Dorf and his receiver on that completion right there.
Snow College defense is playing to their strengths right now by clogging up the middle and taking away the middle of the field. But Mesa is responding by being able to take advantage of very skilled slant receivers on the wideout. The corners need to be able to do their job and get in front of those receivers to take away that aspect of Mesa's game, so that they'll have to rely on other places where Snow is playing a better game.
Rice-Dorf in the gun, option play, Rice-Dorf going, cuts it up, field, into the 5-yard line, tackled inside the 5. Now I want to go back to that previous play before that one, Matt, as Rice-Dorf completed that pass near the 10-yard line to his receiver. Now that was a beautiful pass, that outside shoulder pass, throwing it just where his receiver could get it, just out of the reach of the defender. Setting up shop for second and goal for the Thunderbird offense, runs the ball up the middle, stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
If Mesa wants to score here, it's not going to be up the middle.
There's a flag on the play after the play was called dead.
Basketball carrier brought down by number 36, Connor Taylor. Flag after the play.
Officials discussing it over what the penalty is. We will await the call.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 48 defense. Half loses the ball. First down.
And that's a tough break for this Badger defense as number 48, Siani Vahikiti, has an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Thunderbirds offense, half the distance to the goal, and the Thunderbirds are setting up in very, very good shape right here, Matt, as they are putting together a very good drive to open up this second half.
The penalty doesn't give them a whole lot of yards, but it does give them another chance deep in Badger territory to make something of this play and to get a touchdown.
Now this is a little bit of a different Thunderbirds offense that we saw in the first half, Matt. One of the touchdowns came from a long vertical pass after a broken play for a touchdown, and their other touchdown came from a pick six from their defense. And their last drive to end the first half, this offense marched down the field and kicked in 3 points to go up by 11, 16-5.
Well,
now to start off the second half, they're picking up right where they left off on their last drive, looking to punch in some more points in their opening drive of the second half. Let's see what Reisdorf and his offense can do right here.
Well, they're making adjustments to get the ball out of the middle of the field and out on the sides where they have the advantage.
Reisdorf from the gun, looking to his left, fades it out to his man, and it is a one-handed catch! One-handed catch for the touchdown! Beautiful pass! Beautiful pass by Reisdorf near the end, near the sideline of the end zone, and the touchdown for the Thunderbirds.
Wow. Sometimes you can do everything right as a defender and still not have it be enough. That was a tremendous catch.
And like we said, that was a perfect pass by Reisdorf, outside shoulder, outside the reach of the defender, only where his receiver could catch that. And what a tremendous athletic move by him to catch it with one hand, bringing in 6 points for his offense, and another point PAT pending by the special teams as the Thunderbirds strike first in the second half, jumping out to a 23-5 lead. Well, both teams talked it over at halftime, man. Discuss how they will handle the second half pressure and how they'll talk about what strategies they'll change up. Well, the Thunderbirds is picking up right where they left off, adding another 7 points to their lead. Now, it'll be interesting to see how this Badger offense reacts, being down by 17 points. Correction, 18 points.
The offense has to keep their composure. The Badgers are still in this game if they can start getting their offense to click now. But they don't have much time left to not click.
And they go for the onside kick, and it is... And there's a big pile up on who's got it. Thunderbirds say they have it. Officials pulling off the pile up. Thunderbirds really think that they got it, still waiting the call. And the Thunderbirds have the football. A gutsy play call by the special teams, and they come up with the football. Already up 23-5, and now comes Reisdorf and his high-powered offense that's already scored twice in the last 2 possessions, and they're putting the nail to the hammer right here to the #1 team in the nation. They're definitely making it work for today's game.
Mesa has every facet, nook, and cranny of the momentum right now. Snow has got to pull themselves out of a rut here, and it's going to be hard to do so because Mesa is on fire.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised right here, Matt, if Mesa just takes a shot downfield towards the end zone. They already got the Badgers defense on their heels. Just take a shot. But no, they decide to hand it off. They handed that ball off to number 7, CJ Leggett, and he gains maybe 1 yard or maybe just gets back to the line of scrimmage. So a gain of 2 on the play. Mesa setting up shop, 2nd and 8 from the Badger 36-yard line. Just under 12 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Reisdorf looking to his late handoff to number 7. He breaks it across the 30. 25-20 tackle down just inside the, and he's still on his feet. And he crosses the 10-yard line until he's finally brought down. Number 7, CJ Leggett on the carry. Now what a tremendous north to south running right there by Leggett. Not going down by some whippy tacklers right there and setting up great shop. 1st and goal for the Mesa offense right here, and then everything is going the Thunderbirds' way right here to start off this 2nd half.
The Snow defense is seeing stars. They have no idea what to do right now.
Reisdorf out to the left, push the jukes on, touchdown Thunderbirds! That pass is complete to number 1, Sonny Richardson, and just like that, back-to-back touchdowns for the Thunderbirds. The Badgers don't know what's hit them the 2nd half, Matt, as they jump out to 29 points, and Badgers 5, PAT pending.
Mesa's doing everything right on offense right now and getting every good break going their way.
PAT up, and it is good. Thunderbirds 30, Snow College 5. As the Thunderbirds jump out to a 25-point lead over the number 1 team in the nation. And folks, take a little bit of a break right here, and we'll be right back with you. Thunderbirds 30, Badgers 5, 11-13 in the 3rd quarter. Hi folks, welcome back to the 3rd quarter, 11-13 remaining in the 3rd quarter, as the Thunderbirds have really blown this game open with a 14-point scoring run to begin the 2nd half, as they scored a touchdown on their opening drive of the half, went for the onside kick and got it, and scored another touchdown, Matt, as they kick it off, and it's a squib kick, fielded past the 40-yard line. And number 21, Damon Murray on the reception. And Justin Miller and this Badger offense will have their first attempt at their first possession drive of the 2nd half. Now, Matt, what a way to open up the 2nd half for the Thunderbirds right here. Everything going right, and now we'll get another shot to look at this Thunderbirds defense that have been doing everything right so far up to this point.
Well, for Snow College, this is becoming a nightmare way quicker than they could have imagined. It's going to be interesting to see the response.
Miller looking at, lets it fly outside to the right side. Labrador across the 50, puts the juke on, past the 40, tackled at the 40-yard line.
And that is a good way to respond. Keeping the Badgers still on their feet, Josh Labrador gets a great carry. And it's just what you need right now to calm all the mayhem that is going on both sidelines, and maybe get the Mesa side to quiet down a little bit and keep Snow in the game, even though the score may be so lopsided.
And that's a good play by the Badger offense, not going for the home run ball, not panicking, going out for an easy pass to your running back outside the backfield. And Miller's pass to number 3, Orlando Simpson, is complete down towards the 20-yard line. Now
Well, once again, we've seen this before. Snow can drive the field with the best of them, but they have got to start executing right now as they are just putting their toes in the red zone. This is where it's been the problem.
Right you are, Matt. Right you are, Matt. Miller on the center. 2 receivers to his right, 2 set back. Play action pass, looking out. Oh, and he just throws it away to avoid the sack. Great pressure D by the Thunderbird defense to put some pressure on Miller.
Miller was able to avoid a crippling hit from an unblocked linebacker there. And it's a very lucky break for the Badgers that they are not losing a lot of yards here, possibly even getting another fumble with how potentially huge that hit could have been.
2nd down and 10 for the Badger offense. Miller under center. 1 receiver right, 1 receiver left, 1 single set back to his back, puts his man in motion, coming across the middle. Play action pass, no, it's handed off to Labrador as he runs up the middle. And so this will be a more manageable 3rd down conversion for Matt, as it is 3rd down and 4 for this high-powered Badger offense, as they are putting together a nice little drive right here. But like you said, Matt, they can drive the ball, they can get into the red zone, but they have been failing to convert. Let's see what
Labrador is showing himself as the one who can actually still convert in this red zone. Let's see if they continue to rely on the back of Labrador.
Miller in the gun, looking to his left, takes a shot, and it's completed for the 1st down. Still drive, and he fumbles it out of bounds, but it will retain Badger football. 1st and goal for the Badger offense.
The Thunderbird defenders tried really hard to ruin the momentum for that. You could see both defenders that came up to help with that tackle. They were not looking for the tackle. They were looking to strip that ball right out and steal the wind right out of Snow's sails. They caught a lucky break there with Snow being able to get the ball out of bounds and even pick up a couple of yards there. Now they are finally beginning to see some success in the red zone.
Now, if you're the defense for the Thunderbirds, you can't be playing too conservative right now. You still got to have your foot on the pedal and keep playing like you did in the 1st half. As the ball is handed off to Waiters, and he is diving for the touchdown. Number 3, Alonzo Simpson for the touchdown. And the Badger offense saying nah to this Thunderbirds squad, as the Thunderbirds racked up 14 quick points, but the Badgers respond with a quick touchdown of themselves. PAT pending. It is up and good. 7 points for the Badgers. Badgers 12, Thunderbirds 30.
You want yet one more reason why this is the #1 ranked team in the nation? They never, ever give up. They have that mentality ingrained into them by their coaches, some solid coaches, that no matter what the score looks like, they can always come back from it. And time again, they have, and they have created great comebacks over the years. They can bring themselves back into this game. It's going to take a great deal of effort.
And just under 9 minutes to play in this game. Snow College 12, Mesa Community College 30, as the Badgers line up for the kickoff. Well, the Thunderbirds scored 14 quick. Badgers respond with a touchdown of themselves. Now let's see what Reisdorf and his offense can do right here. And they boot it off down the field. And he will take a knee in the end zone, setting up shop for Reisdorf and his offense from their own 20-yard line.
They were willing to kick off there rather than squib it or onside, but that's showing Coach Mon's mental toughness. He is not letting himself be pulled into the mayhem that has been going on by trying to get vengeance on Mesa's defense in any way. He's going to continue playing a good, solid, consistent game and hope that things start to pull together for the Badger offense, that they'll be able to pull themselves back into this game.
Let's see how the Badger defense does against his high-powered Thunderbird offense, as they have scored on the last 2 possessions this half, as Reisdorf is in the gun, puts a man in motion and there's a handoff up the middle, and he is going nowhere, stuck at the line of scrimmage. Number 7, C.J. Leggett on the carry.
This is the point where you're going to want to start creating turnovers. Snow wants the momentum back, and they've gotten a good deal of it by creating a touchdown opportunity. But now they have to get the ball back and keep Mesa's offense off the field as long as they're going to play with the heat that they're playing with right now. So now's the time when you want to start trying to get fumbles and interceptions.
Reisdorf over, got a man open! Oh my goodness, what a great completion from Reisdorf to his receiver, number 20, Skylar Clinton. Now, if he would have stayed on his feet, that would have been a foot race to the end zone, Matt. But nonetheless, what a great completion over the middle.
The defense of the Snow College Badgers right now has stopped playing man, and it's starting to really bite them in the foot here because they are letting the field get open for Mesa's receivers who are able to make great catches. All of them have really good hands.
Play action pass, and what a great pass up the middle. Flag on the play, we'll see what it is. If this play stands and it's against the Badgers, then that'll be a first down and more. So that is a penalty flag against the Badgers and tack on an extra 5 yards to the end of that run. And everything going the way of the Thunderbirds as they are marching down the field yet again after a 10-yard penalty.
48 is having a bad night. He's got one unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and now he's really losing his temper on the sideline as he's kicked the trash can over. Looks like he's going to be taking some time off to blow off steam.
Reisdorf from the gun, setting up shop, handoff up the middle to number 8, Joquiz Khalili.
Second and 11.
Second down and 11, 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Reisdorf and the Thunderbirds offense moving down the field, approaching the red zone of the Badgers. Handoff. Wait, Reisdorf keeps it, throwing it out for the end zone. Incomplete pass, going for the attempt to number 3, Darius Acquire. Incomplete pass, setting up third down and 3 for the Thunderbirds offense. Just under 7 minutes in this game in the third quarter.
Even though that was an incompletion, you're seeing a very clear difference here in the Thunderbirds offense versus the Snow College defense. They've got the height and they have the athleticism to jump over the cornerbacks' heads. And that's why they're getting so many of these great highlight reel level passes off, because they're able to get over the cornerbacks.
Big third down right here for the Badger defense. Third down and 11 for the Thunderbirds offense. Reisdorf and the Thunderbirds looking to get a first down, potentially get some more points on the board to pack their lead against the number 1 team in the nation. Reisdorf from the shotgun. The flag's on the play.
Looks like offsides.
Offsides on the defense. That'll be a 5-yard penalty, setting up a more manageable third down conversion now. So what was third down and 11 is now third down and 6.
To some extent, this could play into Snow's favor if they decide to run it with the shorter gain.
Reisdorf in the gun, 3 receivers set to his right. Looking to his left, pressure comes. And he's going to use his wheels. He's going, gets a block downfield. He's cut up near the 15-yard line. And it appears he will be just short of the first down marker. So 4th down and 1, and they are staying on the field, and they are going for it.
This is a chance for Snow College to get the momentum back by disrupting this play.
Officials timeout.
The officials call a timeout.
Well, that throws an interesting perspective into things because now the Snow College defense has time to compose themselves. It's not as much of a hurry up this time. This could change the play.
All right, Reisdorf in shotgun. 2 receiver set to his right, 2 to his left, single back set. Reisdorf looking over for the play, and they have to call a timeout. Confusion on the play call right there.
Timeout. Mesa College.
And so Mesa Community College Thunderbirds call a timeout to talk over their 4th and 1 attempt to get their first down inside the red zone of the Badgers. When we come back, we'll be right with you. Thunderbirds 30, Badgers 12. All right, so the Thunderbirds call the timeout. They talked it over, and they send out their field goal unit.
And it's 4th down.
The student section and fan section for the Badger Stadium is getting into it. Thunderbirds lining up for the kick. Snap is good, set is good, ball is up, and it is up and good. Number 49, Luis Postillos is again good on the day. He is perfect on all of his attempts for the day, adding another 3 points to this Thunderbirds lead as they now go up 33-12. 6 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the third quarter as the Badgers offense will get the ball back.
Fans, Mountain America is proud to support Snow College athletics. Show your school spirit with the Snow College branded debit card from Mountain America.
Matt, to look at the difference between the first half offensive drives for the Thunderbirds compared to the last 3 drives in the second half. 3 possessions, 2 touchdowns, 1 field goal. In the first half, they only had 1 touchdown and 1 pick-6 defensive touchdown. And so it's really been a tale of 2 halves right now for this Thunderbirds offense. Now we really need to see what this Badger offense can do as they are trailing 33-12 with 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Well, what was a 2-score game has now become a 3-score game once again, but it's all come down to the fact that Mesa has made adjustments. They have taken the ball and started putting it to the places where Snow is weak. On the outsides where the cornerbacks are short, and on the slants where they have the speed advantage. Snow's got to make the adjustments back to be able to cover those areas. If the run defense is going to keep overpowering the offensive line just as much as it has been the whole game, they can afford to take some time off of the defensive line and start covering the field from east to west so that they won't be giving up so many yards on the outside.
Right, you are. Now some pretty questionable kickoffs for this Thunderbird special teams after they keep kicking off to the Badgers. On the onside kick, which they recovered, but the last 2 kickoffs have been a squib kick, and this one was kicked out of bounds, giving the Badgers good field position to start the second drive of this half.
Well, they're just trying to keep Snow on their toes by doing every unconventional thing they possibly can on special teams. We've already seen today 2 squib kicks, the onside kick that you mentioned, and you must remember that they also tried to fake a field goal for a conversion earlier. That one didn't work out, but they're doing every single unexpected thing that they can to keep a very traditional and dominant Snow College team on their toes and guessing.
So the Badger offense at work again for the second time this afternoon, the second half. Pitch out in the backfield, and he is brought down for a loss. Pitch was to number 9, Brian Waiters, as he is brought down for a loss. And the Thunderbirds were not fooled on that play as they sniffed that out and tackled Waiters in the backfield for a 5-yard loss, setting up a second down of 15 for this Badger offense with just over 5 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
Waiters would have had a much better opportunity by continuing to try and speed past rather than taking that cut inside when so many defenders were already pursuing him.
Miller in the gun, two receiver set to his right, two to his left, single back set with him. Looking down the field, looking to his left, and he throws a completion to number 81. Ruben St. Jean on the catch as he gains about 6 yards. Those yards that were lost on that tackle on Waiters on the first play of possession on this drive, setting up a 3rd down and 8 for the Badger offense. And they really got to convert right here, Matt. You do not want to kick the ball back to this Thunderbirds offense that is being on stellar firepower so far this second half. Miller in the gun, backing up, looking to his left. Now he comes, and he will be sacked for a loss.
Miller sacked by number 8,
Bruce Hester in on the tackle, combined with number 2, Rayshawn Parker, team tackling that, bringing Miller down for a loss. And again, the Badgers will be punting it off back to Ricecliffe and this high-powered Thunderbirds offense that we have been seeing so procedurally this second half, Matt.
The Snow offense cannot believe what is happening to them right now.
That rugby-style kick is a short one. It is a... But they get a lucky bounce as it bounces across the 25-yard line. And Reisdorf and this offense will be setting up shop at their 22-yard line.
One thing that's starting to show on the Mesa offense that hasn't been showing for the Snow offense is that their quarterback is willing to come out of the pocket and continue and try to make plays. Miller's been struggling with that this game. Usually the Snow College offense is really comfortable with their quarterbacks coming out of the pocket and being able to make plays on the sides, but Miller is not showing it. He continues to get sacked and is immobile and stands in the pocket and takes his hits, but he's got to start being more mobile. The Snow offense is showing it. Reisdorf is showing it.
Now the Badger D's really got to step up here. 3 possession drives for the Thunderbirds offense, and 3 times they've scored as they get a nice screen play out to their back, number 6, Tyreek Cross for the carry, as he gains about 8 yards on the play, so it'll be about 2nd down and 2, 2nd down and 3. Reisdorf setting up shop in the shotgun, 2nd down and 1 on their own 31-yard line. 2 receiver set to his left, 2 to his right, single back set. Reisdorf backing up, rolling to his right, throws it out to his receiver, number 5, breaks the tackle! And he will get the 1st down. Pass completed to number 5, Joqui Ellison.
Missed tackles are killing the Badgers right now. That should have been a very easy, manageable play to shut down early, and instead it's turning into a 2nd and short because you are letting the runner get away from you when he shouldn't.
That 50-yard penalty being forced at the end of the run. 1st down.
So they got the 1st down, but a 15-yard penalty will push Reisdorf and his offense back 15 yards, but nonetheless it is a 1st down and 10, a new set of chains. So the Badger D catches a break right there as they push him back 15 yards due to a costly penalty, but nonetheless Reisdorf and his offense setting up 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. Reisdorf delayed handoff, running up the middle. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1 on the carry to number 6, Tyreek Cross. 2nd down and 9 from their own 24-yard line. Just under 3 minutes to play. Reisdorf in the gun. Reisdorf backing up, looking to his left, takes a shot, cross midfield. He has the man open. 1st down and more. Tackled out of bounds. Pass completed to number 87, Connor Anderson.
Connor Anderson. Got down by JoJo Henderson.
The Thunderbirds are utilizing the speed advantage they have over the Snow College defense. The quarterback is able to get away from slow defensive linemen being left wide open to take their shots at the quarterback, knowing that they won't be able to catch him, and he's being able to find speedy wide receivers coming right up the middle and gaining yards with their legs rather than with the pass.
And those are such difficult passes to defend. Just a quick 5 and out across the middle like that. Those are always difficult. And what a great defensive play by the Badger D, as number 7 and number 22 on the Badger defense combined to help tackle him. That was number 22, Jance Abram, on the tackle. Setting up 2nd and 13 for the Thunderbirds offense. Just under 2 minutes to play in this third quarter. Reisdorf set and gun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Setting up a screen play across the middle. He puts on the moves. And he'll have enough to get back to the original line of scrimmage and more. So a nice 6-yard pickup right there for the Thunderbirds offense, setting up a more manageable 3rd and 7 as we approach the 1-minute mark of the third quarter.
Right now, Reisdorf is calling the shots, and he's choosing where to attack very methodically. As one position after another on the field of his defense continues to get exposed, he's picking up yardage in the places they suspect the least.
Reisdorf taking a shot. Pass is completed, but there is a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands or if it's coming back.
Pass complete to number 13, Aaron Molina. Flag on the play.
But he could not hold on to it as he was going out of bounds. Incomplete pass, but what a tremendous hustle by this offense. And so we will have a legal formation against the Thunderbirds as they will move that ball back. But the Badger D will decline that, making that a 4th down, and they will be getting the ball back as we approach the ending of the third quarter with 43 seconds left.
The Badger defense is finally getting the stop that they were desperate for to create some sense of confidence in this game and a sense of balance. Now they've got to rely on their offense and trust their offense to do their part on the other side.
The punt, fair catch. Let's drop, and that ball will be spotted just outside the 30-yard line at the 28-yard line as the Badger offense comes out on the field again for the 3rd time this afternoon with 33 seconds left in the third quarter. Justin Miller on the Badger offense taking the field again this afternoon in the second half, trailing 33-12, 33 seconds left in the third quarter. Let's see what kind of drive they can put together right here going into the fourth quarter, gaining a little bit of momentum against this Thunderbirds defense. Play action to Labrador, takes a shot downfield. Oh, and he had a man. The ball was perfectly dropped in the bread basket. That ball was thrown perfectly to Alex Coyle, and he could not hold on. He had a step on the defender. That ball was right between the numbers, but he just could not hold on. You hate to see that, but that will set up 2nd down and 10 from their own 28-yard line, 26 seconds left in the third quarter.
That was the play that you needed, and that's the catch that needs to be made. That is exactly what is killing the confidence of Snow College right now, is that they cannot avoid the mistakes that seem to be plaguing them.
Miller across the field. Oh, high pass intended for Kiwat Mo'o. And that's lucky enough for that ball wasn't picked off. It was tipped up in the air, and they'll live to play another down as it is 3rd down and 10, 23 seconds in the third quarter.
Once again, Kiwa is letting mistakes get inside his head. That's the 3rd missed opportunity he's had.
Now the Badger offense just needs to stay composed. Don't try to get all these yards at once. You still have another quarter to play. Just stay composed and play Badger football and get yourself back into this game. Miller on the back, looking to his right, lets it go, has the guy, and it's complete for the first down, and he falls out of bounds across the 40-yard line.
That was great control and great, well, just control all around for number 81. Defender tried to rip that ball out of his hands, but he kept his composure, kept his hands on the football, and maintained possession so that he could pick up the yards.
2 seconds left in the third quarter. Ball snap just before the clock expires with the ball. Pass complete at the 50-yard line.
Miller's finally doing what he needs to do. Get out of the pocket, get out of the danger zone, and get away from where Mesa is using their physical advantage to get to him.
Well, folks, we've played 3 heading into the fourth quarter. Badger offense moving down the field, looking to close the gap of this deficit. They are down. Thunderbirds 33, Badgers 12. We'll see you in the fourth quarter when we come back. Welcome back, folks, to E from Utah, as we are in a shootout right now with the number 1 team in the nation. Badgers down by 3 possessions right here as the Thunderbirds lead the Badgers 33-12. Badgers moving, second down to 3, possession on the 50-yard line. But the Badgers take a timeout, and folks, we'll be right back with you after this timeout. Alrighty, folks, the number 1 team in the nation, Snow College Badgers, are trailing 33-12, and if they want to come back and prove that they're the number 1 team in the nation, they will have to come back from this deficit. Justin Miller and his offense setting up shop, second down and 3 at their own 50-yard line. Miller, play action, looking down the field, has a man open, and it's caught! Number 3, Alonzo Simpson on the reception, moving the chains for this offense.
Once again, you're seeing Snow College is getting it done conservatively. They're not letting themselves fall victim to the craziness of this game. They are letting themselves take it calmly and keeping the idea in their heads that they've still got this.
Miller on the gun, puts Simpson in motion. Play action. Miller under pressure and just has to get rid of it to avoid the sack. And so that will set up shop, second down and 10. So they do not call that intentional grounding. Number 24, Josh Labrador, was in the area when Miller passed it. So it will be second down and 10 on the Thunderbirds' 32-yard line.
Miller's got to take more advantage of those times. He can use his speed to get away from the slower defenders. He could have gotten a lot with at least a QB rush on the other side of the field.
Miller looking down his field. And that ball is broken up, incomplete. Great defensive play by the defensive back for the Thunderbirds to get his hand in there and break up the pass.
Incomplete. There's a 3rd and 10.
There was number 24, Marquand Claiborne on the breakup, making this a 3rd down and 10 for this Badger offense. Miller in the gun. One single set back to his right, three receivers to his left, one to his right. Miller's looking to his right. He's going to step up. He's going to throw it, and it's complete. But it looks just shy of the 1st down.
Miller's pass. Complete to number 81, Ruben St. Jean. That's another kill for Miller.
So they will move the sticks. 1st down, Badgers. So Miller and his offense putting together a really good drive right here, Matt. Looking to close this deficit just under 15 minutes in this 4th quarter. This is a crucial possession right here. They have to score.
Calling an audible.
On the rollout, and he will be sacked for a loss at the 30-yard line. And this Thunderbirds defense has not let up all game. They are bringing the pressure and making this offense work for it.
That was an audible play, just gone wrong for the Snow College offense, with the defense breaking up the line and still being able to get to the quarterback with not one but 2 different defenders.
So now they will set up behind the chains at a 2nd down and 17. Miller in the gun. Looking to his left, throws it out, has a man open in the middle, but he could not hang on to the pass. The pass was a little bit behind him, but he still got his hands on the pass and could not make the catch. So now they're looking at a 3rd down and a very long 17 yards.
The Badgers are getting killed by mistakes over and over and over again. These simple mistakes have got to be eliminated. They've got to be able to play clean on the easy plays like that.
With no doubt, Matt, if you don't, you have to go on for it on 4th down. So get some manageable yards right here and make it a more manageable 4th down. Miller looking to his left, and he will be sacked again. This Thunderbird defense is all over this offensive line for the Badger offense, and they bring Miller down again. And this is a 4th and a mile 4th down conversion right here for the Badger offense. And out comes the special teams unit for the Badgers. And that's a smart move by Coach Mon. You cannot afford to turn the ball over right there. You want to pin them deep and hope for a crucial mistake by the Thunderbirds offense. And so it's a high punt. It'll bounce at the 15, and it will roll inside the 5-yard line. Great kicking for the special teams unit for the Badgers, setting up shop for the Thunderbirds offense inside their own 5-yard line.
Looks like we have a flag down long after the play. We're going to see what just happened here. Snow College just seemed to be responding well. I'm not sure whether it was to the ball spot or to the flag. So this.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 24, Mesa. That penalty enforced after this is the end of the kick. 1st down.
And so a little bit more luck going towards the sideline of the Badgers as they have an unsportsmanlike conduct called against Mesa, and that will be half the distance to the goal, and they will set up on their own 2-yard line. Now this is very, very treacherous territory for the Thunderbirds right here. Any mistake right here could cost them some points and swing the momentum back to the Badgers. They need to play conservative but keep their foot on the pedal. Reisdorf moving his back to his left side. Reisdorf looking over, throws it left. Incomplete pass.
He evaded the sack by about a half second, so Snow College is doing the right things to try and get to the quarterback right now. However, Reisdorf knows that they are targeting him right now, and he is getting the ball out quickly.
Pass was intended for number 3, Darius Aguirre. 2nd down and 10 for the Thunderbirds on their own 2-yard line. They cannot afford to make a crucial mistake. Just gain some yards and just give your kickers some room to punt the ball. And they hand it off, and he barely gets out of the end zone across the goal line. That was number 7, C.J. Leggett on the carrier.
Brought down by number 62, Roman Andrus. Officials timeout.
And so we have a player down on the field. It is a defensive player for the Badgers, and we have an official timeout, and we will be back with you in E from Utah to finish the 4th quarter when we return. All right, welcome back, folks, to the 4th quarter as Reisdorf and his offense are facing a crucial 3rd down and 10 on their own 2-yard line. Reisdorf backs up, lets it fly, airs out, got a man just outside his fingertips. That would have been a huge play for this offense. But there is a flag down on the play. Let's see what they call.
Holding. Defense, number 22. That's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot and an automatic first down.
So an unfortunate event for the Badger defense. They had him 3rd down and 10 on an incomplete pass and was expecting the punt, but the Badger D gets caught for a holding penalty. Automatic 10 yards and automatic first down. Setting up shop for the Thunderbirds yet again. 1st and 10 on their own 13-yard line. Just under 12 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Low snap for Reisdorf. Catches it. Explodes to the right side. And smart play by Reisdorf not to force anything, but just to take it, gain a couple yards and run out of bounds and live to play another down.
Gets the ball. Chased out of bounds by number 22, Chad Harvey.
Now, Matt, if you're the Thunderbirds right here, you want to play conservative, but you still got to be driving the ball and kill the game clock right here. You want to put together a long drive right here and leave very, very minimal time for this Badger offense to come back into this game.
This is where the running backs have to show up to play, not to get the score, but just to keep the ball on the ground and in the possession of the Thunderbirds so that they can take off as much clock as they want.
And that's what they do with a delayed handoff with a Badger defense all over it. And this will be a 3rd down and 13 for the Thunderbirds offense, just approaching 11 minutes left in the 4th quarter. The Thunderbirds have played well all game, and you'd hate to see them kind of choke up right now, but then again, you never know what's going to happen on both sides of the ball. Reisdorf seeing that he's something against the defense that he doesn't like, calling the audible. Reisdorf from the gun, 2 receivers set to his right, 2 to his left, backing up. He avoids the pressure. He's running, he's got field in front of him, and he will get the first down as he crosses across the 20-yard line. Great pressure D by the defensive line to get him, to make him scramble out of the pocket. But folks, so like we've seen all day, Reisdorf has got wheels and he scrambles for the first down. And that's That's demoralizing to a defense right there, Matt. You hold them to a long 3rd down to 13, but you let the quarterback scramble for a 1st down, and you were still on the field. Approaching 10 minutes to play. Reisdorf from the shotgun. 2 receivers set to his right, 2 to his left. Single back set. Handoff up the middle. And just power running right there, keeping those legs moving for a gain of 4. That is number 7, CJ Legate on the carry. We have been calling his name all afternoon.
The defense is getting frustrated because they wanted to have been off the field by now, but everything is going the way of the Thunderbirds right now. One secure tackle would have meant 2 more points for the Badgers and given them the ball. Instead, they are still continuing to play defense while the Mesa Thunderbirds at will are tearing time off the clock and putting this game out of reach.
And the Thunderbirds using every second of that, and a late pitch by Reisdorf, but the Thunderbirds using every second of this play clock to milk the game clock and increasing their chances of winning today's game. And that run right there is enough to move the chains, and yet again another 1st down and 10 for this Thunderbirds offense as we are approaching 9 minutes to play in this 4th quarter. This Badger defense has got to get off the field and give their offense a chance to get back in this game. Now is the time, Matt, to dig their heels down deep and to force a 3 and out.
If anything, you've just got to make sure that you are securing tackles. Stop trying to just hit the man, but get your arms around him and actually make the tackle.
So Mesa will call a timeout to avoid the delay of game penalty. And so Mesa 33, Snow College 12. Late in the 4th quarter, 8:45, timeout Mesa. We'll be right back with you. Well, folks, deep in the 4th quarter, 8:45 remaining in the 4th quarter in today's game. Mesa Community College 33, Snow College 12, as the Thunderbirds are setting up for 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. And a quarterback keep right there. Reisdorf keeps it on the play, and a gain of 3 yards on the play.
Reisdorf, the ball carrier, brought down by Dax Helsinger. 2nd down.
That'll set up 2nd down and 7 with the game clock still ticking, and the Thunderbirds are going to use every second of this play clock to continue to milk the game clock. Reisdorf in no hurry to snap the ball. Still got 7 seconds on the play clock. Snaps the ball, and he keeps it again on a quarterback draw, and he is stuck at the original line of scrimmage. Maybe 1 on the play. That'll set up 3rd down and 6 on the play.
Time and time again, the Thunderbird offense is reading correctly the intentions of the Badger defense. Reisdorf is doing a great job at playing keep away with the offense right now. Both of those times, the play that should have happened was a run to the outside, but he read it right, and rather than losing chunks and chunks of yardage on a blown-up play, he's able to keep the ball and get up the middle for a couple yards to keep them in this game and get more of the play clock off.
Now this is very crucial for both teams on this 3rd down. Mesa converts. They can continue to milk the clock, but they don't. The Badger D stands their ground, and they will get the ball back with 7 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. And it's unfortunate on that play because since it was an incomplete, the clock will stop.
Brings up fourth down for the Thunderbirds.
You know, if they would have ran the ball, they could have at least milked off another 30 seconds off the game clock, but they passed it and they will be punting back to this explosive Badger offense. But not much has been going for this Badger offense this afternoon, Matt. Trailing 33-12. Let's see what they can do in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. And a low snap, and he gets it off. I guess they're calling the play dead, back down at the 25-yard line, and the Badgers will set up with great field position as they try to come back from this deficit late in the fourth quarter.
Now is the point where you've got to really stick it to the Thunderbirds if you're Snow. You've finally been given a golden opportunity to put yourself back in this game, and you have to take every chance you can to capitalize on it. This is the point where Mesa was killing Snow earlier by giving themselves these awkward, great opportunities, and now they're being given one themselves. It's time to take vengeance and get some points on the board.
So Miller and this Badger offense have to be prestige on this drive. They have to get a touchdown. Field goals will not do it to come back into this game. Miller looking to his right, lets it go. Shot for the end zone, and it is incomplete.
Miller's pass intended for Ruben St. Jean.
Pass intended for Ruben St. Jean near the left side of the end zone. Pass incomplete, second down for the Badger offense.
The receivers are playing extremely close to the cornerbacks and not being able to break away and create space. And that's resulting in a lot of catches that just can't come down for the Badgers.
Thunderbirds defense getting settled in, making sure all A gaps and B gaps are covered, making sure the secondary is good. Miller rolling back, looks to his right, lets it go. Has a man wide open, touchdown, Badgers. Number 3, Alonzo Simpson on the touchdown.
That is exactly what we've been needing Miller to do all game, is see the wide open receiver rather than the hot route. A conventional quarterback without proper decision making would have gone for an extremely well covered receiver on the wide out rather than seeing a wide open Ryan Waiters on the inside, and that was a great decision made by Justin Miller to bring themselves back into the game.
And the PAT is good.
Now Snow has momentum. For the first time since the first quarter, the momentum is in the hands of Snow, and they have the opportunity to be today's heroes.
Well, folks, just like that, the Badgers strike and on the board. Mesa Community College 33, Snow College 19. 7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
It's time for Snow College to get serious.
Well, folks,
Mesa
late in the fourth
Thunderbird
quarter,
offense,
7 minutes
teams are
remaining.
on the
Snow
field.
College has scored a touchdown. Snow College 19, Mesa 33. Everybody in the stadium knows exactly what's happening on this kickoff. An onside kick. Let's see what happens. Oh, and they kick it deep. They trick them. Fielded at the 10, across the 15, to the 20. Picks it up in the middle, and he will be tackled just across the 20-yard line. Here comes Reisdorf and the Thunderbird offense yet again on the field. 6:56 left remaining in the fourth quarter. Let's see what they can do on this possession.
Tackle was made with authority on special teams there. With an effective offensive drive, some fuel is being put in the tanks of the Snow College defense, who now really have something to play for, as this game is actually in reach if the defense can continue to make stops on the powerful Mesa Thunderbird offense.
It's a very crucial possession for both sides of the ball. Thunderbirds need to milk the clock, and the Badgers need to get the ball back to give their offense an opportunity to continue to get themselves back in the game. Ball handed up the middle to number 8. That is number 8, Joquiz Khalili, as he takes that up for a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 for the Thunderbirds. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And again, the Thunderbirds are going to milk this clock as much as possible. As Reisdorf is in the shotgun, 2 receivers set to his left, 1 to his right. And he lets it go off to Khalili as he takes it across the 30. As this will be 3rd down and about 3 for the Thunderbirds offense as they set up shop. As the clock continues to tick, approaching 6 minutes.
Khalili's ability to shed tackles just made this a much more manageable 3rd down situation for the Thunderbirds.
So we have just crossed the 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter. 3rd down for the Thunderbirds offense. Crucial 3rd down possession for both sides of the ball.
Snow's trying to get the crowds into it.
Reisdorf in shotgun, single back set. 2 receivers to his left, 2 receivers to his right. And the Badger defense jumps the line. But let's see if the offensive line for the Thunderbirds moved first. And a crucial mistake by the defensive line for the Badgers as they jumped the line. And that is a crucial 5-yard penalty, which results in a 1st down for the Thunderbird offense. That can cost them the game, Matt. We'll see what they can do on this drive on this new set of chains. The clock is still ticking. 5 minutes and 30 seconds as the Thunderbirds have a new set of downs.
Well, Snow College defense is not happy. They really thought they saw the line move there, and they are paying the price for it.
Reisdorf in the gun. 2 receivers set, hands it off right there, and he will be sacked for a loss. Clock is still ticking. Clock is still ticking as we approach 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. Thunderbirds again in no hurry to set up their offense. 2nd down and 16 is what they're facing right now. That handoff was handed off to number 8, Joquiz Khalili.
Badgers are fighting for 2 things right now: field position and to get off of the field.
Just under 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Reisdorf in the gun. Throws it out to his back, Khalili, incomplete. And that incompletion, folks, will stop the clock, and that is great news for this Badger defense and offense. 4 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, and a long 3rd down conversion for the Thunderbirds offense to go. 3rd down and 16. Now, Matt, if you're the Thunderbirds right here, you do not want to go for the home run ball. You just want to keep the ball on the ground, kill some clock, and don't do anything stupid.
You have to admit that if you're the Thunderbirds right now, you might just have to accept that this drive is over. It's too risky to try and throw it at this point.
And that's exactly what they'll do. He'll Reisdorf will roll out to his right. He'll let it go. Finds this guy. But he stays on his feet. And he will be. Folks, I need my water. And he shakes off a couple of tacklers. And let's see where they spot the ball. Does he have the 1st down? And we'll have officials timeout for measurement of the placement of the ball. But what a play by the Thunderbirds offense. They wheel route it out and find an open man near the 1st down line and to make a few guys miss, but let's see where they spot the ball. This is a crucial measurement, folks, because if the Thunderbirds keep possession of the ball, they can continue to milk the clock. But if they don't, the Badgers will get the ball back. and they will be short by inches. 4th down and 1 facing the Thunderbirds offense.
It's an interesting decision you'll want to make here, whether or not you want to risk trying to keep the offense on the field by continuing to go for it, or whether you want to just give the defense the chance and let the game take its course as the Snow offense wants to continue trying to get points on the board.
It is a big call to make. 4th down and 1. How much confidence do you have in your backs? And they've been doing phenomenally this second half, running north to south. 4 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in this ball game as the Thunderbirds offense stays on the field on their own 45-yard line. Folks, this is a big play for both teams.
Snow College crowd is on their feet and screaming
Weisdorf
right
in the
now.
shotgun. Thunderbirds trying to get the defense to jump off sides on the snap count. Not happening, folks, not happening. Weisdorf from the gun. Looking over the play. The ball is snapped and it's low and it's a handoff up the middle. And he is stuck at the line of scrimmage. Badger football, Badger football.
Excellent play by the Badger defense, stuffing up and getting not only are they stuffing the line of scrimmage, but they got through it and to the back in time to blow up the play and create it for a loss. Badger teammates are congratulating 93 all over the field right now. He is one happy man to be able to create a play to keep Snow in this game.
3 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in this game. Matt, Badgers still trail 33-19 as Justin Miller and his offense take the field again as they trail. Last possession, they scored a touchdown. Let's see if this Thunderbirds defense can stick it to them, stay tough, stay strong, and come out of this game with a victory. Ball snap, Miller looking downfield, lets it go across the middle to Salonzo, and he is shoelace tackle just across the 40.
Alonzo's been a very reliable target for Miller to throw to. Now, if you're Miller right now, you've got a lot of things on your mind. Not only do you are you responsible for getting it downfield as quick as possible, but you have to play to not get sacked.
Pass is complete to number 86, Troy Giddings. Clock still ticking, 3:10 in this game. Justin Miller snaps it, looking down the right side, throws it, and it is an incomplete pass. So we will set up shop, 2nd and 10, 3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in this ball game. And that's a break for this Thunderbirds defense right there as the Badgers are going hurry up, no offense. Gives them a chance to substitute really quick and get that defensive strategy back on course. Miller in the gun, 2 receivers set to his left, 1 to his right, sing back set, Miller looking to his left, now looks to his right, and he will be sacked! He drops the ball! Fumble! Thunderbirds recover!
Ball stripped. Fumble by Miller. First down,
Fans not happy with that one, Matt. They're claiming that Miller's arm was going forward for forward progression, claiming that would be a incomplete pass, but refs say otherwise. They say it's a fumble, and Thunderbirds will take over shop on their own 33-yard line with 2 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in this ball game.
Snow needs a miracle, but it may be too much, too little, too late for the Snow College offense.
Now, if you're the Thunderbirds, you can't make a mistake like that. You got to hold on to the ball. You can't make crucial mistakes. If you take care of the football and keep running the ball and hold on to it tight, you will walk out of this game with a victory. And Snow College will take a timeout to stop the game clock. 2 minutes and 54 seconds left in this game, and that will be the Badgers' last timeout of this ball game.
brought down by number 48, Second down for the Thunderbirds.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for second down and 14 correction. Second down and 14 for the Thunderbirds offense with 2 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in this game as they lead the Badgers 33-19.
This is a tough break for the Snow College defense because they would have one more timeout left, but a questionable call to call a timeout at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Before the play clock had even started to begin the fourth quarter, Coach Mon called a timeout, and now they are down a timeout that they would have seriously needed at this point in the game because of that decision.
Weisdorf in the gun. A familiar formation that we've seen this afternoon as he hands it off to number 7, CJ Leggett, as he is carrying the load for the team this second half, and continues to milk this clock as the clock continues to tick down near 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and the Badgers have used all of their timeouts this half, and they have no way to stop the clock right now. The Thunderbirds eating up every second of this game clock. And they can feel it, Matt. The Thunderbirds can feel it. They can feel this victory coming in and playing the number 1 team in the nation. They want it, they feel it, and they are so close. And that handoff going nowhere as he is tackled for a loss.
That's a great play. It may not mean much right now, but it helps with the Snow College field position as they come out to punt, because there's less time that has to be made on the clock for Snow College to run an offensive drive if they can play clean ball and actually get the ball into the end zone this next drive.
And the game clock continues to go down as we approach 1 minute and 30 seconds left in this ball game. 4th and 20 for the Thunderbirds as they are kicking it away to the Badgers. But it might just be too late as the Thunderbirds call a timeout to avoid the delay of game penalty. And so 1 minute 26 left in this game, folks. Thunderbirds 33, Snow College 19. We will be right back with you to finish the rest of this game here in Ephraim, Utah after this timeout. Welcome back, folks, as we are here to finish the last minute and 26 seconds of this game. As it has been a hard-fought battle for both teams, but the Thunderbirds have the advantage over the Badgers, 33-19, as the Thunderbirds are lining up to punt it away.
Well, that's a critical mistake on the outside of the line.
So that will be a 5-yard penalty, moving it up 5 yards, and that'll be a 4th and 15. But still, 4th down, and they'll be punting it away. Fans really wanting a blocked punt right here, Matt. That would swing the momentum really, really big right here, as they would have great field position, hopefully punching some points.
Nothing would please the Badgers more right now.
Snap is good. And it's off. Oh, and it's close. A skyrocket punt. And he muffed it! But there is a flag down on the play. Let's see what they call. Still waiting the call. The officials are held together. So it will remain Badger football. And that'll be a penalty against the kicking team as they had kick catching interference as they will move the ball forward for this Badger offense with 1:19 remaining in this game.
Well, that penalty is a huge game saver because it's created a much more manageable opportunity for a Hail Mary pass for Justin Miller.
Well, Matt, you can hope for a miracle in today's game. There's 1:19 left, but they are still down by 2 possessions.
Even if they get a touchdown at this point, they're going to be hoping for an onside.
Miller under pressure, and he will be brought down at the 50. This Thunderbirds defense has been dominating the offensive line for the Badgers and have been giving havoc to Miller all day long. As that game clock continues to run, and it runs underneath 1 minute now. Miller in the gun. Ball set, looking downfield. Stepping up, lets it go, finds this guy, and he will be wrapped up just right before the 40. The clock will continue to go, approaching 45 seconds. And Matt, tip your hat off to the Thunderbirds team today. Their offense was prestige in the second half. Their defense has prestige all game long. They come into this game as the underdog, and they come out with a victory against the #1 team in the nation.
And it seems as if the #1 spot is a cursed spot for the NJCAA this year. This is the 4th straight week now that the #1 team has fallen in the NJCAA poll. Snow College is continuing the trend with what is likely going to be a loss tonight.
And the Thunderbirds want it. They can feel it. They are 30 seconds away from going home with a victory against the #1 team in the nation. Miller in the gun. Looking downfield, lets it go to right across field. And he will be undercut just to right across the 30-yard line. That pass was complete to number 92, Ceci Salt for the Badgers.
Knocked down by number 5.
Oh, what the fuck?
Brings up 2nd down for the Badgers.
Touchdown recovered.
16 seconds left in this ball game. Badgers offense on the Thunderbirds' 29-yard line. 2nd down and 10. Let's see what Miller can do with 16 seconds left in this game. Pass complete to number 3. Orlando Simpson. The play clock still going underneath 5 seconds. One more play in this game. Miller will take a shot to the end zone. Nope, just outside. And he will be tackled at the 10-down line. And the Thunderbirds of Mesa Community College will walk out of this game with a 33-19 victory over the #1 team in the nation. Now tip your hats off, Matt, to this team, to this Mesa Community College team. They played their hearts out. They played a great game. Both teams played a great game, but the Thunderbirds just came out on top today.
Mesa played great in every facet of the game and had everything go their way for most of the game. They were able to control turnovers, control the line of scrimmage, control the secondary, and make adjustments to be able to maintain dominance over the Snow College defense by making adjustments at halftime to play to the Snow College's weaknesses. This is a win not only for the Snow College team, but for the Snow College coaching staff who make great decisions all throughout the game.
Well, thank you, folks, for joining our game this afternoon between Mesa Community College and your home team of the Snow College Badgers. Mesa 33, Snow College 19.